comes out now for Medicine Hat along with Trevor Linden, number 9. And Benora, number 12, Ron Benora. Both teams at full strength. We've played just 1 minute and 4 seconds here in the opening period. Oshawa's Lee Giffen. Off the boards, it comes to center, and this is McCready. McCready, number 6, to an open wing. It's intercepted by the Generals, and they do likewise, just clearing it over. A couple of players miss it at center, and it's backhand into the Tiger zone. Number 25 is Van Royen. It's dumped out to center. Here's Jim Pack for Oshawa, clearing it in. Giffen trying to catch up to it. And back quickly was Scott McCready. Giffen takes him out of the play. The puck intercepted, and Medicine Hat leading the attack again. Number 17, Lindell. He gets it over Williams, right in, a shot. Loose puck, they score!
It's an excellent goal, Bernie. Kind of a 2-on. He's an excellent coach, Bernie. He's done a nice job with this team all year. I think he's the type of coach that's going to move up in the game and really carve out an excellent career for himself, possibly in the National Hockey League.
Well, there's a lot of discussion here with the NHL teams being well represented that Paul Theriault has already agreed to join a National Hockey League team next season. He would love to go out of junior hockey with a Memorial Cup, but they trail in this game 1-0. And the Tigers continue to put on the pressure. It's back to McBean, a shot. Bit of a mix-up in front, and we'll have our first penalties of the hockey game. So the Medicine Hat Tigers enjoying a 1-0 lead. This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Chevy introduces a tougher, meaner animal, full size with heavier backbone, standard rear wheel anti-lock brake system. The highest standard power in its class. A tougher hide of galvanized steel. The
face-off, Pack in behind his own goal. Atakanen, a long pass up. Here's a chance for Derek King, and he lost it as it was scooped away off his stick by McCready. Now King backhands the puck in. Going in after it is Giffen, but the Tigers get to it first. It's cleared up the middle. DeMaio, he's given a jolt. The puck's loose at center, and it's Derek King for Oshawa. He clears it off the board. Monera drops it back into his own zone. The Tigers setting up and then decide just to lift the puck down the ice. Back forward is Atakanen, a native of Finland, right in front of his own goal. That's almost intercepted, and the Tigers steal it. Monera clears it off the board. Linden into the corner. DeMaio trying to come up with it. It's back to the point. Getting set now, moving right in. A shot by McCready. DeMaio in behind, trying to lift it out in front. Jim Pack of Oshawa. He clears it ahead. Now the Generals with McCrory. Up over the line. Scott McCrory is shot. And Fitzpatrick just directed that off into the corner, and it's up over the glass. Off the stick of Trevor Linden and out of play. So from Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
This magic moment, so different and so new, was like any other. And I saw you, and then it happened.
Molson Canadian. Taste that'll stop you cold.
This magic moment, so different and so new.
Play just underway, and the Tigers leading 1-0. Here's Murphy, a shot. Fitzpatrick kicks that out. The Generals keep it in. Going after it is Jamie Huscroft in behind his own net. Daniels got a piece of him, and now Lindell clears the puck into the Oshawa zone. Hackett comes out of the net, steers it around the board. Then we have a mix-up. Generals, Doyle, and the two players get all tied up there, Williams and Doyle.
Tempers are running pretty high here, Bernie. It was a pretty good hit by the Oshawa defenseman, and 23 has not reacted very well to it.
We'll be back with more of our Memorial Cup coverage in just a moment.
We've come together. One airline
flying to more destinations in this country than any other. One airline in Canada serving more continents than any other. One airline providing the alternative business travelers demand. One airline called Canadian. The spirit takes wing.
So the penalized players are in the box. 15:42 remaining in the opening period. The Medicine Hat Tigers on the goal by Linden from Benora and McBean at 1:47, the only scoring play so far. And it's been all Tigers here in the early going.
They played very well and off to a good start, Bernie.
Williams and Doyle out for roughing as the puck is cleared in. This is Mahoney trying to come up with it, and Fitzpatrick smothers it and holds on.
It still looks to me that the Medicine Hat Tigers are a little bit more relaxed hockey team. They're a little bit more poised coming out of their zone, and I think Oshawa is feeling the pressure of the home crowd right now, and they're jumping pretty hard, but maybe overworking a little bit. They got to relax and maybe get back into the flow of the game a little bit.
Last time a Medicine Hat team won the Western Hockey League title was in 1972-73, and Lanny McDonald was a member of that Medicine Hat team, along with Tom Lysiak and Brian Maxwell, the coach of the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Face-offs will be very important today, Bernie. These are always important in every game, but in championship games, it's those little things that the coaches really want to see the players do well, and face-offs in all zones are important, giving you puck control in a game like this.
So Scott McCrory with King and Giffen as the Generals try to get the equalizer, but the Tigers come out. This is Wennis, and that pass just intercepted, or Wennis was home free. This is Jamie Huscroft in behind his own net for Medicine Hat. Knocked against the boards by Barry Burkholder. Burkholder, he clears it. King trying to dump it out in front for McCrory, and that just failed. King digging after it, pinched against the boards by Wayne McBean. McBean of Medicine Hat clears it out. It's out to the center ice zone. Here's a chance now for Peterson, a shot. And goaltender Hackett got his left pad on that one. Madakainen in the corner. Madakainen for Oshawa, pass to center. Now over on the right side, here's Burkholder just clearing it in and heading to the bench on a line change. The Tigers, Peterson, ahead now. Up for number 11, this is Brady, and he lost possession, and Hunt just dumps it outside the line. Giffen, number 23 for Oshawa. Gives it to Laniel, and it's cleared down the ice. Fitzpatrick away out of the net. Van Royen for the Tigers. He backhands it ahead. Here's a chance now for Kushner. Failed to get that pass over. Giffen back in for Oshawa. Taken out of the play by Brady. Then he gets the puck over, and a shot. Fitzpatrick picks that up. Hunt of Oshawa. Back to the line. Laniel into the side, and Fitzpatrick scoops that up.
Medicine Hat's defense has really handled the breakout pretty well so far, Bernie. I've been very impressed with their ability to ride the check and find the open man. They've come out the middle a couple of times and done an excellent job in the breakout, and that seems to be a key area, is the defenseman handling the pressure.
This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Do you like good music? That sweet soul music. Just rolling and swinging. Oh yeah. We out here on the floor, y'all. All going to a go-go. Dancing with the music. Oh yeah.
Molson Canadian. Taste that'll stop you cold.
Well, here's the mix-up, Dave, and we have players in the penalty box. They're not... Tempers very close to exploding here.
Yeah, these kids have got a lot of pressure on them today. It's a very important game. They play all season long for this game, and it's really important. The coaches make sure these guys, play with that intensity, but keep it under control, because the power plays always loom as important parts of a hockey game, and you just can't afford to play shorthanded when you don't have to.
13:52 remaining. Kushner in the penalty box for slashing. So the Oshawa Generals on a power play opportunity, and they leave Scott McCrory out there. What On the season, he's had 51 goals and the Ontario League's nominee for Player of the Year. It's over now to Laniel. Into the corner. Here's McCrory in front for King. Fitzpatrick robs Derek King right in front of the net.
Just an excellent power play. They take the puck to the middle and they one-touch it back and forth to defense and then back into the man on the back door, down low, and then right across in front of the goal mouth. 5 passes executed in close proximity. Was an excellent example of being one pass ahead in that power play and taking the puck to the net.
Derek King doesn't miss too many opportunities from right in front. He's had 53 goals this season.
Here it is to the back door, and the goaltender Fitzpatrick gets across, stacks his pads, does a nice job. But Bernie, great skill here. Nice play down low. The defenseman overplays. He throws it across to the back door, and King gets good wood on it, but Fitzpatrick is in excellent position, stacked his pads, and smothered the rebound as well. It's an excellent save.
So a power play opportunity for the Oshawa Generals. Murphy is on defense, number 28. O'Neill on the other side, McCrory at center, along with King, and just waiting now for Lee Giffen to get back into the play.
This line's really scored well for them all year, and all through the playoffs, it's been their top-scoring line, and with Mark Laniel on the point, they've got some people that really handle the puck well, and I know that Paul hopes this is going to be a big unit today for them.
Now Hushcroft bumps with King in the corner. The Tigers up with it, shoot it out to the center ice zone. As that was cleared out by Jeff Wennis, number 19. There's McCrory. For the Oshawa Generals, coming up with Giffen, gives it to Murphy. Over the line, Murphy stopped. Over to Derek King, McCrory into the corner. Here's McCrory now for Oshawa. Gets it back to Murphy. To King, a shot. And that's deflected right to goaltender Fitzpatrick.
Seems to be a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistles, and I know the referee's going to want to curb this right away, and you're going to find that I think it's going to be a long game if this continues. Bernie is too much pushing and shoving, and the players got to break it up and get to the face-off and keep their minds on a hockey game.
Of course, the Memorial Cup is at stake here today. The Stafford Smythe Most Valuable Player trophy to the Memorial Cup Most Valuable Player, along with the Mitsubishi Color Television compliments of Mitsubishi Consumer Electronics. So a lot of it, prizes at stake here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's an important game for both teams, and of course some players are going to walk away with some major awards, and it's very important the referee here, if he wants to stop this kind of thing, he's got to clamp down early and make sure these two teams know that when the whistle blows, he doesn't want too much more pushing and shoving going on. He's got to make it clear early.
Now Dean Chenouth out there. The puck is underneath Dean in behind the Medicine Hat net.
Dean's an outstanding player. He's, of course, he's the son of Ed Chenouth, who's the president of the Western Hockey League, and he's been injured late in the season, and there's a guy they really need a lot from, and unfortunately he's got an injury, and I really admire him playing with a hurt like he is. It just shows the kind of character this young fellow's got.
Well, he's had a bit of a rib problem and missed the Western Championship against the Portland Winterhawks, but he's seen action this week in the Memorial Cup, and he's an integral part of the Medicine Hat Tiger hockey team, especially defensively. Now the Generals setting up, looking for the equalizer. The puck on the stick of Kevin Meem. Meem gets it back now. Laniel with Murphy on the other point. Drops it. Williams right in front. He slapped away. Another shot. And that's stopped by Fitzpatrick as Burkholder missed from right in the slot.
Two great chances right there. Bernie, Oshawa just really moving the puck well. They're one pass ahead in the power play. Their heads are up, making some real intelligent plays, and you can see that their power play could be a real factor today because they've had 3 really good chances now in this power play, and sometimes a power play that's as good as this one can really make you play a more passive game, and Medicine Hat's got to respect that power play. Here it comes again. He throws it out in front, and a chance right there, and then a loose puck situation there, and Fitzpatrick makes the save, smothers the rebound, and Benora helps him clear it, and that was an excellent chance by the Oshawa Generals. They're knocking on the door here to tie it up.
They display a lot of authority on that power play. They move the puck around. They know exactly where each player is going to be.
Yeah, it's really impressive to watch kids be one pass ahead like that and make those plays and beat the pressure with a quick pass.
30 seconds remaining in the power play. The Generals at center. McCrory goes after the puck. Now it's dropped back to number 23, Giffen, to King. He clears it in. Into the corner. Giffen goes after it. McCready watching him, and he slaps it loose. Phillips then shoots it down the ice. 10 seconds left in the Generals' power play. Matakainen, number 33, gets it ahead to Giffen. Giffen being watched by Wennis, forced into his own zone. Matakainen up to King. He can't control the pass. Both teams back at full strength. Now King trying to get it. Matakainen lets it go right back into his own zone. Gets the puck on the return pass from Pack. Then he shoots it into the Medicine Hat zone. Number 6, Scott McCready. McCready. And the Tigers on the move as Brady is flattened. Here comes Medicine Hat up over the line. Van Royen, they score.
What a super play. Medicine Hat outlet the puck to the winger. The defenseman pinched. They've got it by him on a 2-on-1. And I'll tell you, the goaltender played it well, but the guy got the puck upstairs in a hurry, and it was an excellent goal. Great execution from their own zone. Again, the play from the defenseman to the winger to the centerman. Beat the defenseman on the pinch, and we got a 2-on-1. And he holds the puck here on his forehand, puts it across. Hackett comes across and goes down, but we go upstairs, and it's a great goal. An excellent goal by a super young player for Medicine Hat Tigers. Guy Phillips has played very well for them in the playoffs, and he's having a great season for them.
Good play by Van Royen, the defenseman, number 25, feeding the puck over to Guy Phillips. And Phillips has his 4th goal of the Memorial Cup Championship, and the Tigers have a 2-0 lead.
Oshawa's got to settle right down now and just get back to playing hockey. They've been playing a little bit aggressive on their forecheck. The D have been moving up, and you just got to be careful sometimes. You don't try to go out and get that goal back too quickly, Bernie, because you open up and things can backfire right there.
The Tigers appear to be a very confident hockey team here this afternoon. Oshawa Generals with a capacity crowd, adding the support, perhaps feeling a little bit of the pressure, playing at home before the big crowd. Van Royen and Kushner, the assists on Phillips' 4th goal of the championships, and they jam it in the Medicine Hat zone. From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Chevy introduces a tougher, meaner animal, full size with heavier backbone, standard rear wheel anti-lock brake system. The highest standard power in its class. A tougher hide of galvanized steel. The 1988 Chevy full-size pickup. A tougher, meaner animal. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Welcome back to the Civic Auditorium in Oshawa. This is Bernie Pascal along with Dave King, Dan Matheson, and our entire CTV sports crew. The Memorial Cup Championship with the Medicine Hat Tigers, the champions of the Western Hockey League, from Alberta, leading 2-0. We've played 9 minutes here in the first period. We have an injured Medicine Hat player down on the ice. A delayed penalty coming up. And now it's called as the Medicine Hat player was flattened in his own zone. He's up now and heading to the bench. So the penalty will be handed out from Oshawa. This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Reality doesn't mean an end to dreams. It means bringing dreams to life. And that's what GMAC's been doing at GM dealerships for more than 3 generations. Helping Canadians bring home their dreams by financing new GM cars, trucks, and recreational vehicles. And we can keep your dreams safe with MIC Insurance. GMAC, the financial services people from General Motors. We make dreams come true.
There's the penalized player, Dean Morton, 2 minutes for high sticking. So the Tigers will have a face-off in the Oshawa zone. 9:03, the time of the penalty.
Medicine Hat's got a very respectable power play, and I'm certain that, they'll maybe go for the throat here, and if they can get another one, it's going to make this game a tough one to get back into.
McBean moved in to get it. It was knocked with a high stick, so they'll drop the puck again. The Medicine Hat player that was flattened on that high stick was McCready. He got back into the play and appears to be okay at the bench.
Got 2 very young defensemen here. We got McBain and McCready, both draftable this year. Just excellent young defensemen that have really progressed well in Medicine Hat, and both these guys, I think, have got poise beyond their years.
Tigers on the power play. The puck is shot down the ice. Fitzpatrick forced to make the stop, and he just clears it over. Now McCrady's out there. Here's McCrady setting up for the Tigers on the power play. He gives it ahead to Wennis, coming up with Phillips. Wennis over the line. It's offside, as on the far side, Kushner just jumped over the line ahead of the puck carrier.
See, on the power play, you hate to see a guy go offside. You know, you're always telling your guys on the power play, make sure you don't go offside, especially if we're getting the zone successfully. There's no point in forcing the play and going offside. Scott McCready is an excellent young player. Probably one of his best skills is his puck control skills. Bernie, good on the power play, and certainly a very intelligent player. The kind of guy who has played the power play for them all year long and really handles it well.
Native of Calgary, Alberta. He's out there with McBean on this power play opportunity for the Tigers. Kushner is hauled down. Now moving in after the puck is Ron Venora. Venora dumped it in front. McCready is shot, and he missed the net. They jam away, and now number 12 goes after it. Venora in behind the goal, and Williams of Oshawa has it and shoots it down the ice. 1:05 remaining in the power play. The Tigers in front, 1-0. McCready in his own zone. Venora takes the pass, feeds it on the right side. This is Mark Peterson. Peterson tried to get it over. Off the boards, Rob DeMaio. DeMaio of Medicine Hat setting up. He gets it back to McBean. Over now to McCready. Tried to return it to DeMaio. And the Generals, Burkholder clears it ahead. Number 7 is Hunt. And he's bumped by McBean. McCready behind his own goal for the Tigers. 30 seconds left in the power play. Wennis missed the check and then dumped it out to center. And it's called on the offside as the puck was touched inside the line by Lee Giffen.
Oshawa's done a very good job of killing this penalty. The Tigers had one excellent chance when the defenseman walked in off the point, but they've done a good job. And Lee Giffen is one of the key people on this hockey club. He's drafted by Pittsburgh and certainly an outstanding young player.
All-star right winger this season in the Ontario Hockey League. Lee Giffen from Chatham, Ontario. Number 23 remains out there on the right side. And Hunt wins the face-off. The puck is down into the Medicine Hat zone. Van Royen back there for it. Van Royen's home is Hamilton, Ontario. Now the puck cleared out to center. 10 seconds left in the power play. The puck is knocked down by Chenault, but it hit the clock as it was cleared high.
Well, I've almost got this power play killed off, and that'll give Oshawa a chance to kind of settle right down here. And I think sometimes killing a penalty brings the guys back together a little bit and get some poise back, and I'm sure they're going to come on and have a better second half of this period, Bernie.
Look at the Oshawa bench. Paul Theriault, the head coach, general manager of the Oshawa Generals, the champions of the OHL, Sherry Bassett.
They've done a great job putting this franchise together. They've been competitive for so many years now, and since Sherry's taken over, and they've been in the Memorial Cup now, I think, twice in the last 4 years. So it says a lot about their organization, their scouting, and they do an excellent job at the OHL draft.
Jamie Hushroff now gets the puck ahead to Wayne Hines. Into the corner, going after it is Lindo, but goaltender Jeff Hackett smothers that. The Tigers enjoying a 2-0 lead on goals by Linden and Phillips. And Hackett's seen a lot of rubber directed his way in the first period.
Actually, he's played pretty well. He's the 2 goals they've scored. He had little chance on, and he's a very good goaltender. I know that they're blessed with 2 goaltenders. They like Hackett, and also Sean Evoy is an excellent goalkeeper for Oshawa.
Now the Tigers get another shot. That's blocked by the defense. Linden goes in after it. He's pumped against the boards by Laniel. Comes up with the puck, though, trying to get it to Wayne Hines. Cleared it in behind the net to Kushner, and the Generals break that up. Here comes Derek King. King feeds it on the far side. Moving right in front, a loose puck, and Fitzpatrick stopped that as the Generals came very close to getting their first goal of the game.
It's an excellent chance by Oshawa. They really took the puck and went to the net, and Derek King almost got his way through there, and a very good save by Mark Fitzpatrick. But King battles all the way through here. He doesn't give up, and actually it's Shane Doyle comes through and gets that chance on goal, and he hung in there tight right through the traffic, Bernie.
Shane Doyle from Lindsay, Ontario. Big scoring chance there. He's been around the Ontario League, having played with the Belleville Bulls, Hamilton, Cornwall, and Oshawa. Shane Doyle, a 3rd-round pick of the Vancouver Canucks. And number
Here's an important guy for them is Derek King. He came from a trade from Sault Ste. Marie, and he's a 50-goal scorer and a first draft pick of the New York Islanders. And I know this year he's really helped Oshawa a great deal. When you get a 50-goal scorer like that, they're important people for you.
Two teams at full strength. The Tigers, Mark Peterson at the opposition blue line. He's stopped. And now King. He comes up with Mahoney. Lost his stick as he got to the blue line. Now he pushes with DeMaio. Matakainen getting in there as well.
Well, the guys are really going hard right now, and Oshawa's trying to get back into it. And both teams, the tempo of the game's been very quick, Bernie. They're both really into it.
Sure, there's a big audience out in Alberta, especially in southern Alberta. The fans of the Medicine Hat Tigers. No doubt enjoying this game this afternoon with the Tigers out in front by 2 goals.
Robbie DeMaio does a great job of back checking there. I think maybe it was close to being a penalty call. He reaches in and gets that stick up pretty high and hooks the stick away from Derek King. And DeMaio's had a great season for the Tigers. He's a tough little character and plays hard every night.
This is intercepted. Now here's a chance for Wennis to drive. Peterson goes in after it. It's kept at the line by McBean. In behind, dumped in front. A loose puck there, right onto the stick of Sean Williams. Williams gets it out to center. Now Chenault mixing it up with number 14. That's Watson. Dean Chenault and Watson. And the official standing there watching them go at it. Watson and Dean Chenault. Now they move in quickly to break it up.
You could almost sense, Bernie, it was just a matter of time till we got our first scrap here, and unfortunately that I think Dean Chenault would rather play the game than be in the penalty box. He's had a short season already, and he's an important guy to this hockey club.
From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
This is the beginning. The all-new Chrysler LeBaron Coupe. Beauty with a passion for driving. Advanced front-wheel drive traction. Positive response suspension. Electronic fuel injection. The thrust of turbo power. And a world of comfort inside. All with a Chrysler Protection Plan. The new LeBaron Coupe from Chrysler. Best built, best backed.
Stay with us for our first intermission. We will meet the 3 nominees from across the country for Junior Hockey Player of the Year honors. We will look at minor hockey, chat with CAHA President Murray Costello, and Dave will have the scoring summary and play of the period.
Okay, Dan, we're looking forward to the upcoming intermission features. 7:45 left to play here in the opening period. The Tigers of Medicine Hat in front 2-0. And the Generals in their own zone, number 28. This is Gord Murphy. A draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers in 1985. He shoots the puck into the Medicine Hat zone. Fitzpatrick out of the net. It's steered around the boards to Kushner. He can't get it out. And he's helped now by Wayne McBean. Generals doing some good forechecking, staying right on top of the Tigers, but now they break to center ice and clear the puck off the boards into the Oshawa corner. Goaltender Hackett fires it off the glass and gets it outside the blue line. Generals under pressure now. Brady backhands it in for the Tigers. Here comes Oshawa. Mahoney trying to get the return pass. A delayed penalty coming up to Medicine Hat. Van Rooyen slaps at the puck, and we have the penalties to the Tigers now. Mahoney mixing it up with Brent Grieve in the corner.
It's a great opportunity for Oshawa to get that power play unit back out, get the big line of King, McCrory, and Giffen back out there, and put themselves back in the hockey game with a goal here. So it should be an excellent power play opportunity for the Oshawa Generals to work with.
So with Chenault and Watson in the box for fighting at 12:15, we'll have another Medicine Hat player heading to the penalty area as referee John Wilsey heads that way, and he'll be accompanied by Medicine Hat Tiger player discussing it as Dale Kushner. The penalized player will be Neil Brady, number 11.
I didn't see the penalty, Bernie, so I really can't comment on it, but it was behind the play, and I'm not sure it was a good one.
But the Generals now will get a power play opportunity, and they leave King out there with McCrory, Murphy, Laniel. Oshawa 0 for 1 on the power play. They had 3 shots in their last power play opportunity.
They had 3 shots and 3 really good scoring opportunities in that last power play. That was very effective. We'll see if Medicine Hat's adjusted at all to it and found some solutions for it.
Giffen, McCrory, and King, the big line for the Oshawa Generals. They scored 357 goals this season in the Ontario League. Murphy. He gets it over now to Laniel, setting up. In behind the net goes McCrory. Checked by McCready. Here's Murphy, a shot off the mark. And McCready clears it ahead.
Talking about the importance of face-offs, Bernie. Medicine Hat lost that draw right back to the point, and that's where the chance came from. And boy, when you're a man short, those face-offs are sure crucial.
Here comes Murphy now for Oshawa to Scott McCrory. King trailing on the play, sends it over to the far side, and another scoring chance just failed to capitalize on the play. Back forth goes number 27, Laniel, in his own zone. 1:15 left in the power play. McCrory, he winds up now, coming up with Giffen. McCrory at center with King on the right side, takes it over the line. Here's Scott McCrory, good move, the backhand, he scores!
Finds a little seam, keeps Van Roon with nice little deke and upstairs on his backhand right in the corner. It's an excellent goal, a great individual effort, and the timing is perfect for Oshawa. It puts him back in the game. He walks around McRuin there and puts it upstairs on the goaltender Fitzpatrick, an excellent individual effort.
The Ontario Hockey League's nominee for Player of the Year, Scott McCrory. A draft of the Washington Capitals gets the Generals' first goal, and they trail now by 1.
That's got the crowd excited, Bernie, and I'm sure that the Generals now feel a bit more confident and certainly got their focus back on the job they've got to do here. This is going to be an excellent hockey game, and I think that a goal like that can sure turn it around and shift that momentum back to your side.
What a credit to junior hockey. We had dinner the other night with Scott McCrory, Rob Brown, and Fortier of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. And the player of the year, of course, Rob Brown of the Kamloops Blazers. But just to meet 3 young hockey players like that, real classy individuals. And Scott McCrory of Oshawa is attending university, and that's a very demanding situation playing junior hockey.
Yes, it is. It's a real credit to Scott's ability to play hockey and study at the same time. He's a pre-dental student, and you know, he's got great leadership skills for their hockey club. He's an important part of it, and he's still got time to go to school and do very well. And that's certainly an important thing, to make sure these young players realize that the education is just as important as the hockey. And Scott McCrory is a good example of that, Bernie.
And they're still cleaning up the ice here with also Pete.
An excellent goal, well executed. Good puck movement, and he really jumped in that loose puck in a hurry.
So Linden gets the goal from McCready and Van Royen. 3-1 for Medicine Hat. So the Oshawa Generals are down by 2. The Tigers clear the puck in.
It's a big goal, Bernie, for the Tigers. Once again, it puts them up a couple and takes the momentum back to their side.
Another shot right on, stopped by the goaltender Hackett. Van Royen's having a very productive afternoon for the Tigers. Van Royen has assisted in all 3 goals. Murphy of Oshawa. He gets it ahead, intended for Mahoney, but it's called on the offside at the Medicine Hat Tiger blue line.
Yeah, Van Royen's played pretty well. You know, he's a 20-year-old. He's got lots of poise, and he's played in the OHL for a couple of years and came out to Spokane, and from there he went to Medicine Hat, and you know, really handles that puck very, very well. He's a very heady player. I'm sure that this is a player that may get a look for some NHL teams, as he certainly is displaying some pretty good skills today. He got beat on the 1 goal by McCrory, but other than that, he's played very steady for them.
Anderson now for Oshawa, gets it back to Matakainen. Out there with number 15 is Burkholder, who digs into the corner after the puck. McCready gets there first. Now Wayne Hines trying to get it out. It comes in behind the net. Van Royen. He lifts it out to center, right back into the Oshawa zone, and Pack has it there. Pack cleared it ahead. Winding up now. Number 21 is Daniels over the line. A delayed offside as Matakainen waits for his teammates to get back onside. Van Royen. He feeds a pass over to Lindell. Lindell and shoots it into the Oshawa territory. Backcourt, number 23, Lee Giffen of Oshawa. Coming up, Matakainen. Up over the line, Matakainen to Giffen, a shot. And that was off the mark. A break now for Medicine Hat. This is Lindell coming in with DeMaio. Puts on the brakes right in front, and he crashes into the goalpost.
Bernie, he went in there pretty hard. He may be hurt. He crashed in that goalpost very hard on his left leg, his knee, and he may be hurt, and they would hate to lose DeMaio because this is a heart and soul guy who all year long has battled really hard for this Medicine Hat Tiger team, and we had a 4-on-2 go one way and then a 2-on-1 back the other way, and both teams opened up, and certainly hope he's not hurt. Right there, he catches that left knee on the goalpost, and that was he was going full tilt, and they would hate to lose him. He's a real dynamite little hockey player.
So trainer Doug Paul out there attending to the injured player Rob DeMaio. Played in Medicine Hat for 2 years. Prior to that, played with the Kamloops Blazers, and a feisty individual. 3 goals here in the Memorial Cup Championship.
Rob's from Calgary, Alberta, you know, and he's played all his minor hockey there, and I had a chance to watch him back a couple of years ago in '84 during the Olympic year, watch him play midget, and he's a kind of a guy who's always been told he was too small, you know, and he just keeps digging and working at it, and he's much like McCrory, those kind of kids that have that handicap of lack of size, but he's played very well, and he's a heart and soul guy. I know if he can come back, he will come back. Robbie DeMaio is that kind of a guy.
So Robbie DeMaio being helped over to the Medicine Hat bench. Lyndon Phillips. Lyndon with 2 goals this afternoon. McCrory has scored the lone goal for Oshawa. Matakainen gets a penalty for cross-checking on that play.
Medicine Hat's got a chance now with 2:28 left in this period to jump on this power play, and boy, this one could be a, you know, this could be a very important power play in this hockey game right here. It looks like DeMaio, I would say he's going to be out for the hockey game. I mean, he's in a lot of pain and discomfort, and it looks to me as if he may be done for the day.
So Matakainen for cross-checking at 17:32. So the Tigers with the power play and the face-off in the Oshawa zone. Wennis, number 19, won the draw, but his attempt to get it back to Kushner failed. McBean at the blue line trying to keep it in. He can't, and the Generals give it to Hunt. And back quickly, the Medicine Hat player, Dale Kushner. The Tigers setting up on this power play opportunity. Up the center now. Here comes Kushner. Up with McBean and Phillips. Had the puck knocked off his stick, and Giffen has it for Oshawa, then he overskated it. Wennis for Medicine Hat. Now it comes to Phillips. Moving right in on goal. Phillips trying to get a shot, and he's knocked down before he can get a good drive away at goaltender Jeff Hackett. And the Generals find an opening and get it down into the Medicine Hat zone. McBean is checked. Now the Tigers on the attack again. Van Royen setting up, looking for Bonara. In behind the net is Phillips. Phillips of the Tigers digging after it, and it just bounced over a stick. Comes back to McBean at the blue line. McBean is stopped. Here's Burkholder of Oshawa, and it was knocked off his stick. Cleared out to center ice. 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the opening period. The Generals up to center ice now. Here's a chance for Anderson, and it's knocked off his stick. Less than a minute to go as the Tigers come back. Linden into the corner, watched by Murphy. Goaltender Hackett away out of the net. Van Royen has the puck at the point. Got it over now to Bonara, and he couldn't get a good shot. It was blocked. He has the puck again. Here's Dean Shadow with the shot. That hit a skate, and it's knocked down and out to center ice. 30 seconds left in the opening period.
Nice job by Oshawa killing the penalty. They did an excellent job of being very aggressive and not letting Medicine Hat get set up, and it's worked well.
Penalties expired. Both teams at full strength as Pack goes back for it. Icing is called against the Medicine Hat Tigers. So some good play by both teams there. The Generals doing a good job of killing off the minor penalty to Matakina. Jimmy Pack, number 3, drafted by Pittsburgh in the 9th round in '85.
Yes, the word is that DeMaio is not hurt that bad and may be back, and if that's the case, they're certainly going to use him because he's a key man and makes this club go, and lots of jump, and he's a good forechecker and a very tenacious guy. So that's the kind of player they want to get back in a hockey game. We've got 15 seconds left. Bernie, a very important face-off here.
Medicine Hat Tigers 0 for 2 on the power play this afternoon, and they have possession of the puck to give it to Kushner. He tried to get it outside the line. Now the second attempt, and it gets out to center. King has it now for Oshawa. Head to McCrory, and that'll do it time-wise as the buzzer goes to end the opening period of play. And pretty good tempo. In fact, an entertaining 20 minutes of action.
That was a great period, Bernie.
87 Memorial Cup.
Nothing you can say can tear me away from my guy. Nothing you can do can some stuff like blue to my guy. I'm speaking to my guy like a stem to leather. The birds of a feather we stick together.
Molson Canadian, taste that'll stop you cold.
My guy.
Hemlo is gold country, led by Noranda's exciting new Golden Giant mine, the lowest cost gold producer in the country. Noranda, it means mines, forests, oil and gas, manufacturing. It means new ideas, new discoveries by the 34,000 Canadians who are Noranda, a very resourceful company.
We know what kills your muffler. It's rust. Moisture inside your muffler can rust it from the inside out. The revolutionary Walker Advantage muffler with Absorbite fights the deadly effects of internal moisture. Look at these test results. An ordinary muffler, the Walker Advantage with Absorbite. You don't need this. Take the Advantage. It puts rust at a disadvantage.
Available where you see this sign.
There are lots of power tools. There are even some cordless power tools. And then there's Makita. After you've had your hands on Makita cordless, you'll know what it feels like to have real power and real freedom. The Makita cordless system. We haven't just cut the cord, we've left it far behind. With interchangeable NiCad battery, 1-hour charger, and more kinds of cordless tools than anyone. Makita cordless. Power plus freedom.
A look now at the statistical story in that first period. Linden opening the scoring at 1:47. Phillips made it 2-0 before Scott McCrory scored for the Oshawa Generals on the power play with Brady in the box, and then Linden getting his second goal of the period. Medicine Hat out shooting the Oshawa Generals 14-12. And the play of the period, Dave.
Puck across the blue line, and the right defenseman, Matakainen, and overplays when he's got an open wide man. And Van Ruin walks in, takes a shot. The late man, number 9, comes in behind the play for the loose puck and buries it. The key there was that the right defenseman for Oshawa, Matakainen, overplays when he's got an open wide man. Here comes the overplay right now on Venera. He throws it wide to Van Ruin, who's coming in late. He gets a scoring chance right there. The late man, Linden, is wide open. He catches the loose puck and puts it in. That goal kind of typifies the first period for the Oshawa Generals. They just didn't communicate very much and looked a little tight and tentative at times.
So the opening goal of that first period, Trevor Linden, his first of 2 in this contest. Mark Fitzpatrick from Kitimat, British Columbia, in goal for the Medicine Hat Tigers. He was outstanding in the WHL Championship Series against the Portland Winterhawks. That went to 7 games before Medicine Hat finally eliminated Portland. And Mark Fitzpatrick's been an outstanding young goaltender for Medicine Hat this season. His backup this afternoon is Kelly Hitchens. Medicine Hat Tigers have made their appearance back on the ice as we wait the start of the second period. The Tigers won 48 games this season, finished in the WHL with 101 points.
Phillips, and upstairs he goes on the goaltender Hackett, and again on that play there was a pinch on. They got caught in the 2-on-1 and walked in, and here's Oshawa. He's scoring his first goal. Nice backhand shot up top of the corner there that beats Fitzpatrick to make the score 2-1. But then Medicine Hat came back and scored that big third goal and seemed to once again regain that momentum.
So the Oshawa Generals now making their appearance on the ice. The champions of the Ontario Hockey League. It was a 3-team Memorial Cup championship. Longueuil, Quebec failed to win the game here at the Memorial Cup, and they lost 2 straight to the Medicine Hat Tigers after Oshawa went undefeated to nail down top spot. They've been getting exceptional goaltending all week from Hackett and Sean Evoy.
It's very important this period that the Oshawa Generals just kind of settle down and get their focus back on the game. They're a very good hockey club. They've played behind in the score many times this season, and they've had some great seasons. I'm sure Paul Terrio, the coach, is going to settle them right down, and they've got an excellent coaching staff. This team's been well prepared all season, and being down 2 goals this early in the hockey game certainly is not that big a task to come back. They can do it.
Oh, the second period is underway, and the puck is cleared right into the bench. In fact, it almost caught the coach, Brian Maxwell, standing behind the Tiger bench.
I'll tell you one thing, too, that Medicine Hat, they've got the 2-goal lead, but they won't sit back either. I mean, Oshawa's got a task to get back in the game, but Medicine Hat's a pretty good hockey club, and they're going to hang on and play as tough as they can, and they've played with the lead before, too, so they've got some poise.
Jamie Huscroft clears the puck into the Oshawa zone, and this is Murphy behind his own goal for the Generals. Murphy clears it around to Lee Giffen. Now they'll try the other side, and it's cleared up the middle right to the Medicine Hat Tiger player, Wayne McBean, who clears it in on a delayed offside.
Trevor Linden's had a great start for the Tigers, 2 really important goals, and he's had a great game and a very good series for them so far. And he's a big, strong fella, and certainly he's had a great game today. And when you get goals like he's got 2 like that in the first period, it's going to really help your hockey club and give the rest of the guys in your club lots of confidence. And
Trevor Linden is a native of Medicine Hat. The Tigers leading this game 3-1. The Generals, McCrory at his own blue line, setting up now, takes a long shot, and that sailed over the top of the net. King was stopped as he tried to get to the rebound. McCrory. Here's King right in front, back to Scott McCrory. Back to the line, pack shot, and that hit a stick and goes wide. Matakainen attempted to keep it in and failed. Matakainen back inside his own zone, backhands it right onto the stick of number 19, Wennis. Now Matakainen ties his man up, McCrory of Oshawa.
Matakainen's a finished player, and you can see it. He makes a few high-risk plays, and he's been involved in a couple of goals today. He made some plays that maybe he didn't read properly defensively, and like a lot of the European defensemen, they tend to take the offensive decision a lot of times.
Now King trying to come out of his own zone. He was stopped. McCrory lets it go to Pack. Here comes Jim Pack now for Oshawa. Matakainen at center, then shoots it in, heads to the bench. The Tigers have it now. Linden, who has scored 2 goals today, shoots the puck in. Brady into the corner after the puck, and it's scooped up by number 11, Sean Williams. Down the ice it goes, and goaltender Fitzpatrick out of the net. He steers it right onto the stick of his teammate number 6, Scott McCready. He dumps it out. Laniel had had it momentarily. Now Linden goes after it, pumped with Murphy. Into the blue line zone. The Tigers have it. Linden, he was stopped. O'Neill, but he's got a line mate inside on the delayed offside.
It's a great start by Medicine Hat. They've come out and don't appear that they want to sit back on that lead. They want to add to it. And I think Brian Maxwell's got them thinking the right thing. Keep going after it. And, you know, if you can get another one here, it's going to be a very difficult comeback. And I think that, you know, Maxwell's really got his team playing very well and lots of poise. I mean, when they get the puck, these kids, they don't rush. They make the right play most of the time.
Anderson is out there now for Oshawa, number 16. The puck goes right to the Tigers. Rocky Dundas trying to get in after it. Murphy back quickly for Oshawa. Laniel moves in to help him. Dundas knocks Laniel down. Here's a chance now for number 22, Hines. Back to the line, and McBean failed on his shot. Oshawa brings it back in. Morton. Hushcroft took a swipe at him, and we have a delayed penalty coming up. And it'll be to Oshawa's number 20, Morton, as the puck goes to goaltender Jeff Hackett. And Morton will head to the penalty box. With the score, 3-1 for Medicine Hat. This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
The pyramids, symbols of timeless durability. In Canada, pyramids symbolize awards of excellence for durability. Durability that makes Toyota the only car maker in Canada to win the Canadian Automobile Association's Durability Survey 4 out of 5 years. And Corolla, the only car to win 3 times. Now with a 5-year, 100,000-kilometer powertrain warranty. Who could ask for anything more?
So as we greet you, there's Dean Morton in the penalty box for the Oshawa Generals.
Not a great penalty here. The puck is dumped in. The goaltender, Fitzpatrick, plays the puck. Morton fights his way by Hushcroft here, and then he just reaches out with his stick and trips Fitzpatrick right here. And the referee's there. He's called it, and when you're behind in the score, those kind of penalties don't really help the cause very much.
So the Tigers on the power play. McCready a shot right on, stopped by Hackett. And look who's back out there for Medicine Hat, Rob DeMaio. McCready into the slot. A chance for Bonara. He has the puck, trying to get it back to McCready. McCready lets it go, and that bounced off Anderson, deflects into the corner. Rob DeMaio gets it back. Here's McCready, and it comes outside the blue line. The Tigers on the power play. Mark Peterson, number 14, to McCready. They set up again. It comes to Bonera over the line. He gives it now to DeMaio, digging into the corner after it. DeMaio's given a jolt against the boards, and the puck shot down the ice. McCready at center for the Tigers. He brings it back in. Here's Wenis. Wenis spun around and clears the puck in front, and it's taken now by number 28 for Oshawa, and that's Gord Murphy. And the Generals just content to shoot it right down the ice with 51 seconds remaining in their penalty. Kushner in his own zone. The Tigers trying to come up with it. It's stopped by Pack, and he takes it right back to center ice.
When Oshawa forechecks aggressively when they're a man short, they're very effective, and they've given Medicine Hat some problems coming out of their zone.
This is Kushner now for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Kushner feeds a pass on the right side. Moving up, number 19. Wenis trying to get it in front, and that's broken up in a game. The Generals some good penalty killing. 17 seconds left in the penalty. No shots on their third power play.
I'll tell you, Medicine Hat, the power play hasn't paid off the way they'd like to pay off today, because they could have maybe put this game even further away if they could get a next goal on the power play. But Oshawa's killed the penalties very well. I mean, Paul's got them doing an excellent job. They play kind of a pressure system where they jump and put a lot of pressure on early, and they've done a nice job.
Medicine Hat Tigers leading by a score of 3-1. And we're early in the second period here at the Civic Auditorium in Oshawa, Ontario. The Canadian Junior Hockey Championship, the prestigious Memorial Cup, at stake here today. Lindell, number 17, dropped it into his own zone. 8 seconds left in the power play. as Chenault clears the puck in for Medicine Hat. King takes it off the boards, trying to get it out. He's jammed there. And it's shot out to center as Morton is back on the ice. The two teams at full strength. Hines lets it go. Brady bumps in with Pat. Now Hines. He was hooked. The puck goes to King. Pack and Hines take a swing at each other. Two teams at full strength. Pat up now for the Oshawa Generals in with King. He's taken out of the play by Van Royen. Up for it for Oshawa. Laniel keeps it in. There's a chance for Corey, and it was jammed in his skate, and he lost sight of that puck. Unfortunate. Great chance for McCrory. From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make
Twist open the taste that'll stop your cold. Molson Canadian.
Welcome back to the Civic Auditorium in Oshawa, Ontario. I'm Bernie Pascal along with Dave King, the coach of Canada's national hockey team, and our host Dan Matheson. We hope you're enjoying this Memorial Cup championship on the full CTV network. The champions of the WHL, the Medicine Hat Tigers, leading the Ontario champions, the Oshawa Generals, by 2 goals. And the Generals, Shane Doyle, got it to the blue line, but then it was stopped there. Now the Generals will try again. Greaves. He leaves it. Here comes Brian Hunt. Hunt gets it ahead now. Mahoney. And out of the net to make the stop was Fitzpatrick. Into the corner now. Bonera. And it's cleared all the way out to center ice where Shane Doyle gets the return pass. Doyle up now for Oshawa. Going in against number 5, Jamie Hushcroft, and he's stopped. Back into the Oshawa zone goes Mark Linnell. Ahead. Hushcroft intercepts it there and shoots it off the boards right into the Oshawa zone.
Bernie, I think that the Medicine Hat puck movement's a little bit better. They seem to move the puck with more control and are able to put 3 or 4 passes in succession together, where Oshawa right now still hasn't been able to do that, to get any flow to their attack, any great deal of puck control.
Well, they jam it there for a whistle, and we want to remind you, coming up on CTV tomorrow, the Canadian Gymnastics Championships from Winnipeg, and that'll be 3 o'clock Eastern Time on the full CTV network. Some of Canada's top young gymnasts will be taking part in the Canadian Championships, and we're all looking forward to that. And of course, many of them will be heading to the Olympics. That should be 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 13:36 remaining in the second period. Now Hackett. The Oshawa goaltender. Pack. Number 3 is stopped at the blue line. Generals will try again. Meem gets it out. And we have a bit of a mix-up there, and we'll have at least one penalty handed out by referee Wilsey. It'll be Pack and I believe Rocky Dundas, and they both head to the penalty box. From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Introducing Hismanol, a special kind of antihistamine. Just 1 tablet brings you a full 24 hours of relief from allergy symptoms, yet lets you function normally. An antihistamine you only take once a day. Introducing Hismanol, an antihistamine that brings you 24-hour relief of runny nose, itchy, watery eyes, and sneezing. Introducing Hismanol, a special kind of antihistamine that brings you 24 hours of relief from allergy symptoms, yet lets you function normally.
And Pack.
Both these fellows don't really accomplish very much here. A couple of attempts with the sticks at each other, and really the referee stepped in. He's got to get control, which he's done there, and that's an excellent idea.
Now Laniel for Oshawa, forced back by Hines. Laniel gets it ahead to Daniels, trying to get the lead pass to Kevin Meem. He moves in, a shot. Number 17 of the Tigers is Kirby Lindell. it to number 19, Kevin Meem. And the Generals clear it off the boards. It goes into the Tiger zone. Fitzpatrick steers it around the board. Out to center, Laniel. Put it right onto the stick of the Medicine Hat player, number 7, a shot. And that's Wayne McBean, and it was blocked and didn't get to the goaltender, Jeff Hackett. Generals will try to gain. Get it under their own zone, pinning it against the boards. Hines kicks the puck loose. Danielle in behind his own net for Oshawa. Setting up, the Generals trailing by 2 goals. It's out to Daniels, he's pumped. And the puck slapped by Scott McCready. Danielle in his own zone for Oshawa. Up to Meem at center ice. Meem has the puck, watched by Wennis. Got it over the line, then stopped by Van Royen. Oshawa players upset, and the fans feel there should be a penalty there, but nothing called. Now the Tigers, here they come. Wennis, another shot, and that's stopped on the short side by the goaltender. Back to the line, Van Royen, and that's blocked. And blocking that was Anderson, and he's getting up slowly. Loose puck in front, and Anderson has it for Oshawa. He gets it ahead now. Coming up is Burkholder. He sends it over to number 11, Williams, but it's called on the offside.
That was a great flurry by Medicine Hat there. They had 2 or 3 pretty good scoring chances off that same offensive zone situation there where they put lots of pressure on. Got the puck under control behind the net here, and he walks out with it here, throws it across, but the fellow is knocked down in front, and that pass, had it been there, could have been another one for Medicine Hat. They had good control there, really worked the puck around, used the points very, very well, which seems to be a problem for Oshawa. Their point coverage today has been a little bit suspect, and Medicine Hat has taken advantage of that.
All the scoring coming in the first period. Linden 2 goals for Medicine Hat. Phillips the other, and Scott McCrory has scored for the Oshawa Generals. And McCrory's out there for this face-off against Rob DeMaio. DeMaio, who crashed heavily into the goalpost in the first period, was helped off the ice, but he's out there in the second period now, seeing at least his second shift of the second period. DeMaio has it in the corner, gives it to Linden. He brings it up now to the center ice zone. Linden is knocked off stride. Murphy for Oshawa just shoots the puck in. Jamie Huscroft after it there. He pumps with King. It comes over now to Doyle. Lets his shot go nowhere near the mark. And the Tigers bring it right back out. This is number 12, Bonera. Dumping in front of the net. Good defensive play. 2 Medicine Hat players collide heavily. Now King for Oshawa. Up with McCrory. Trying to split the defense. A loose puck. And Fitzpatrick smothers that.
This game has really opened up. They're going end to end with a couple of good body checks at both ends of the rink, and it seems like the teams now are getting into it now, and Oshawa is trying to come back, make a bit of a comeback here. Nice drive by Bonera, but Oshawa comes back, makes a good defensive play, and great collision in front of the net with 2 Medicine Hat players after that rush on goal.
So the Oshawa Generals now have Brian Hunt out there for this face-off. Hunt with Grieve and Mahoney. Mahoney, number 12, on the left wing side, talking to Van Royen as we look at the Oshawa General bench. Fans cheering, let's go, Gens. Go, Gens, go. The Oshawa Generals, the capacity crowd, once again here at the Civic Auditorium for this Memorial Cup Championship. And their hometown Generals trailing by 2 goals. Shot right on, and Fitzpatrick stopped that. Loose puck, another shot, just hit a skate and caroms wide. And it comes out to center, the Tigers. Wennis moving in, he dumps it in front. Here's a chance. Kushner couldn't control the bouncing puck. Loose puck in the corner. Wennis going in after it for Medicine Hat. And the Generals, Hunt, comes up with it. Grieve at center, watched by Wennis, and backhands the puck into the Medicine Hat zone. 10 minutes remaining here in the second period as we approach the midway point of this period and the hockey game. Van Royen, he lifts the puck to center, and it goes down the ice with the General Scott Mahoney back for it. Both teams change on the fly. Mahoney to King.
Bernie, Oshawa's on a bit of a move right now. They're starting to carry the play to Medicine Hat, and lots of attack here, and are making their move to get back in the hockey game.
There's Jamie Huscroft, number 5. Knocked off the puck, and it comes back to Pat. He lets it go, and that hit a player in front. Here's King. His shot just sailed wide. As the Generals came close there to capitalizing on a good scoring opportunity. McCrory bumps with the Medicine Hat player, number 11, Linden. And I think we'll have penalties here. Linden is ushered to the box. He and McCrory were mixing it up, but there might just be one penalty. From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Surprise! It's the new fuel-injected Civic CRX SI.
So Neil Brady in the penalty box for slashing at 10:40.
That's the second time today that Neil's taken penalties behind the play on the rush, and you know, those are the kind of penalties sometimes come back to haunt you. You get a power play now, it's a chance for Oshawa to get back in it.
Oshawa has been 1 for 2 on the power play this afternoon, and they have a chance here, trailing by 2 goals. McCready clears the puck in off the boards, and back for it goes Doyle for Oshawa. John Williams hovering around the center ice area, looking for a pass. Here comes Meem. Meem in with Burkholder, a shot knocked down in front. Another shot just sails wide. The Generals get it back to the point. Doyle feeds it over to number 19. That's Meem. Meem setting up now. The Generals on a power play. Comes back to Doyle. Doyle gives it to Burkholder. Back to Doyle. A shot. And that hit a player in front and deflected wide. Then grabbed by the goaltender.
That was an excellent save. That was a great point shot. A little high by Doyle, but he got it away quickly, and Fitzpatrick did well to get a piece of that puck and hang on. Oshawa's loading up now. They got King out there with McCrory and Giffen. That's their big power play unit. Here's that point shot coming up, and Fitzpatrick giving a little lumber there, but a great point shot. And how he got a piece of that, I still haven't found the puck.
Well, Medicine Hats had 5 shots in this period compared to 3 for Oshawa. So far in the game, Medicine Hat has had 19 shots and Oshawa 15. And the Tigers lead by a score of 3-1. Scott McCrory, who has scored the lone Oshawa goal, number 10. Out there for the Generals with Giffen. Danielle at the point. The puck comes back to him. He's getting set, number 27. Sends it over, return pass. Danielle now to number 23. That's Lee Giffen. Danielle sends it over. A shot deflected. They score on the power play, and it's 3-2. Deafening response from the capacity crowd here at the Civic Auditorium.
Looks like a pretty simple play, just a simple point shot, but they get a man in screen position going in front of the net. He gets a stick on it and just puts it past Fitzpatrick. And oftentimes in the power play, you look for the cute little plays, but the point shot with a man in screen position is a very effective tactic, and Oshawa is right back in the hockey game now with a power play goal. That's Laniel goes across, drags it to the middle, across to his D partner. It's not a hard shot, but number 10, McCrory in front, gets a stick on it, and it's in the net, and we've got a 3-2 hockey game, and certainly Scott McCrory is the guy who scored a couple of big ones today for them.
So the native of Campbellford, Ontario, Scott McCrory, a 3-year veteran of the championship to bring his Generals to within one. The OHL Player of the Year, Scott McCrory. Right in the right spot at the right time, deflecting the shot from the point.
Yeah, his timing was excellent. He came out of the corner and just went across in front of the goaltender, just timed it right, and actually had to put a stick behind him to get a piece of that puck, and did so. And it was a tough play for Mark Fitzpatrick as he was screened and got a little bit of a deflection there on that puck.
You could almost feel Oshawa getting back into the game. The last 2 or 3 minutes, they've had some excellent chances, and then with the power play, they capitalize on it with the second goal of the game by Scott McCrory. Paul Theriault, the Oshawa Generals head coach. 8 minutes and 21 seconds left to play in the second period. A beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Oshawa, Ontario. The temperature about 23 degrees Celsius. Now the puck is cleared over to Burkholder. Dumps it out. Van Rooyen knocks it down for Medicine Hat. Here's Anderson digging in after it. And Fitzpatrick comes away out of the net to get to that loose puck.
Oshawa's got lots of jump to the attack now. They're really taking the play to Medicine Hat with a flurry, and I think that Medicine Hat's got to settle right down here, and if they can do so, this can still be a very interesting hockey game with both teams. I think have got lots of offensive skill, and but Oshawa right now is controlling the play a little bit.
They've got Pack and Matakainen on defense as they start the wave here at the Oshawa Civic Auditorium, or make an effort to start it at least. 8 minutes to go in the second period. Number 12 of the Generals moves to left wing. That's Scott Mahoney. And at center is Brian Hunt, who is from Toronto. He has Grieve out there on the right side.
This is their kid line, that's a very young line for Oshawa, and they got a very good hockey game. This line has established a lot of pressure on every shift, and you know, for young players, certainly they've got some skill to become better players in the future.
Lanyell and Murphy are on defense now for the Generals, and it comes to Murphy at center ice. Murphy gets it ahead to Hunt, who backhands it in. Back goes Jamie Huscroft, number 5. He played the man, left the puck, it comes back to Lanyell, a shot. And it's taken by Linden of Medicine Hat. Linden up to the blue line, heading in with Rob DeMaio. DeMaio trying to get the puck to Bonera, and he's taken off the play. Here comes Hunt now for Oshawa. Hunt trying to hit Grieve with that pass. It rolls right to goaltender Fitzpatrick. Steers it around the board. Bonera, number 12, pumped by Hunt. Medicine Hat's Wayne McBean tried to get it out. It's stopped by Lanyell. Into the corner. Hunt has it again. Here's a chance. Mahoney's shot. And some good work there by Hunt, who has it again for Oshawa. Back to Murphy, his shot. And through a mass of players, somehow Fitzpatrick saw it. From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
You know what? Home Hardware makes their own paint. Beauty tone. That means I get the colors I want, the quality I need, and it's all backed by Home's no-quibble warranty. Home has the accessories, hi honey, the wallpaper patterns, and for outdoor wood protection, wood shield stain. And I always get great prices because behind my Home dealer are over 900 more. And that means they're behind me too. Home has more for me. I don't know.
Home Hardware, home of the handyman.
A bit of a mix-up there right when we went to the commercial break. Jamie Huscroft and Mahoney started to get involved in a bit of a scrap, and they'll head to the penalty box. There's Mahoney of Oshawa already in there, and Jamie Huscroft of the Medicine Hat Tigers.
It's amazing with young players like this, the shift in momentum can be very, very quick, Bernie, and it looked like the first part of the period Medicine Hat was going to take control, and boy, you got to give Oshawa a lot of credit. They've really come back now and regained their focus, and they've got some excellent hockey being played right now, and if they can keep themselves focused on the hockey game and not get in the penalty box, they've got a chance to make this a really good hockey game.
Well, the officials get in there to break up something that almost got going between McCready and Jim Pack. They had words at the Medicine Hat blue line, Pack and McCready. They'll be ushered to the penalty box.
Well, the referee's got to make sure he's on top of it. He's done a pretty good job, I think, today. He's trying to keep control of the hockey game. The referee can do so much. Then it's the players and the coaches who got to step in and decide they want to play the game. And this is a big hockey game. It's a 3-2 game. It can go any way right now. And, you know, it's really important these players keep themselves in control here and don't do anything that puts their teammates in a situation where they're a man short.
Well, the ref obviously didn't feel deserved the penalty, so Pack remains out there. So the players started to push at each other, but they weren't penalized for it. 6:57 left to play in the second period. A 3-2 game with the Medicine Hat Tigers in front by 1. Around the boards it comes to Dale Kushner. The Generals keep it in and it's intercepted. And the Tigers have it at center ice. This is Kushner up with Phillips. Wennis trailing, trying to get a shot right in front. And that's stopped by the goaltender Hackett. Off the boards and it comes to Van Royen. He lets it go. And it's right back to the Medicine Hat blue line. McCready clears it off the board. Jim Pack, the captain of the Oshawa Generals. Now McCready shoots it in. Matakainen, number 33 for Oshawa. Here comes Matakainen now. Watched by Wennis, who got his stick on the pass. And it comes to Pack. Pack trying to get a pass, and it's broken up by Phillips. Van Royen over the blue line for Medicine Hat. Got it in front. Oh, and that chance was cleared up and just missed the top part of the net. What a great chance there. I believe it was Mark Peterson from close range.
That was an excellent opportunity. A nice play by Van Royen right across in front. We've got a 2-on-1 now.
Here comes Panera. Moving in now with Hines. Taken out of the play, and goaltender Hackett smothers the puck.
Oshawa's got to make sure they don't get too careless now. They've got themselves back in it. Don't give up too much more. There's a backdoor play right there to Peterson, and he goes upstairs on his backhand and just puts it over top of the net. A real nice play by Van Royen, and good positioning by Mark Peterson on the back door there, just in behind the goaltender.
Well, the Oshawa Generals have had 2 shots in 3 power play attempts, and both for goals, and both while Brady has been in the penalty box. 3-2 for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Here's Peterson in front. He's looking for his first goal at the Memorial Cup Championship. High scoring forward for the Tigers, but he's been stymied all week here at the 87 Memorial Cup. Chenault goes after the puck at center. Clears it to an open wing. Hunt for Oshawa. Hunt almost lost it to Peterson. Clears the puck, and Dean Chenault, number 3 for Medicine Hat. Good move in the corner. Sidestep. Hunt got to the blue line and was stopped there. And Dean Chenault will try it again and shoots it ahead. A 2-line offside pass from Oshawa. This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Hi, folks. Ready to trade.
Oh, we're just shopping around. This is our first day out.
And your last. Why waste time shopping when the best deal in town is right here in your hand?
No ballpoint pen.
Yours free if you sign right here.
Some car dealers seem determined to keep you from comparison shopping. Ever wonder why? On the other hand, Welcome Ford Sales in Fort Saskatchewan is always encouraging you to shop and compare. Ever wonder why?
Compare with us, come stay with us, we're closer than you think.
Coach Brian Maxwell of the Medicine Hat Tigers, his team in front by 1 goal with 4:59 left to play in the second period.
I would think that Brian would like to go into that intermission with a 1-goal lead. If he can maintain that, he'd be pretty satisfied.
Now Burkholder turns and shoots the puck right back into the Medicine Hat zone. Linden trying to get it off the boards. It's stopped, kept in. Here's Pack, a shot. Good save by goaltender Mark Fitzpatrick. And an excellent shot by the defenseman Jim Pack. We have a Medicine Hat player down in the corner. Van Royen.
Pretty good collision in the corner there, Bernie, and sticks it up a little bit. And these guys are playing really hard right now, and both teams are really packed with intensity, and they're going at it pretty good in the corners.
The referee was also a bit of a casualty on that play as he gets hit.
Yeah, the action's pretty fierce in those corners. The sticks got up, and I think the referee just got scratched a little bit by either the puck or a stick as well.
Referee is John Wilsey of London, Ontario, a 9-year veteran refereeing in the Ontario Hockey League.
These are not easy games to do for a referee because there's so much riding on it, you know, and he's got to make sure he keeps control of the hockey game, but you never like to see the referee become a total factor in the outcome of a hockey game. Yet he's got a tough job to make sure that this game is under control and the players are playing the way he wants them. And so far, you know, he's handled it very well.
So he appears to be all right. Van Rooyen also, after receiving some attention from the trainer Doug Ball, appears to be okay. 3-2 for Medicine Hat. Murphy has it for Oshawa. On defense with Doyle. At center, coming up with Daniels, backhands it in. McBean for the Tigers gets it out to center, where Shane Doyle, number 26, gets it ahead now to his teammate Anderson. Up there with Daniels and Morton. Morton, a solid hit as he stepped into Fitzpatrick, and now Dean Chenault hammering away at Morton.
That's twice that Morton's taken shots at the goaltender, and this time he's got Dean Chenault to contend with here, and the referee, I believe, called a penalty on Morton for body checking the goaltender, and of course now he's got to deal with a situation here with Morton and Chenault getting involved in a little altercation here.
Well, Dean Morton takes a run at the goaltender, and Dean Chenault standing up for goaltender Fitzpatrick. So as they sort this out, we remind you, from Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Still raining.
40 days! I need a good floor varnish.
Better yet, Valspar Superthane for floors and furniture.
If it's your best, I haven't much time.
Superthane is beautiful. Big floor?
15,000 square cubic.
Hey, big house.
Big house.
A lot of traffic?
Traffic? We're talking animals.
Do the job right with clear, durable Valspar Superthane for beautiful floors.
And beautiful furniture.
Stay with us for our upcoming intermission. We will talk with Wayne McBean of the Medicine Hat Tigers, Cliff Gable of Cooper, Hal Morin from Molson will preview the '88 Olympic Games, and Ed Chenault joins us, the president of the CHL.
Okay, Dan, looking forward to that. And here's how it all started. Fitzpatrick out of the net, and look at number 20 come right in and hit him.
Yeah, he lays the body on him pretty good there, and of course Dean Chenault is a little insulted by that, and they start to tangle here, and the goaltender normally is the type of guy that you don't want to, he's almost the sacred cow out there, you don't bump him, but again, it was tough for Dean because there was some traffic right there, and you know, when you look at it in the replay, I'm not sure his intentions were right there to make contact with the goaltender, but he did. And now we've got to straighten these penalties out, Bernie, just see what's going to transpire here.
Well, the referee is chatting with Dale Kushner, number 16 of Medicine Hat, explaining the penalty situation. Referee John Wilsey. Now he has a chat with the Oshawa general player, Lee Giffen. It's been an exciting week for these youngsters. Longueuil, Quebec, representing the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and the Medicine Hat Tigers, the champions of the West, the Oshawa Generals, the host team, but also the champions of the Ontario Hockey League. They were involved in a Super Series to decide which Ontario team would host the Memorial Cup, and then they beat North Bay in that best of 7, and then played North Bay in the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series, and they won that as well. So they're the true representatives of the OHL and the Memorial Cup.
We're going to see it again here, Bernie, how the goaltender Fitzpatrick plays the puck. Morton's coming into forecheck, and he just brushes him and knocks him down, and then the altercation starts, and it looks like he's given Medicine Hat the advantage here on the initial call, brushing the goaltender. He's given him a penalty, and so Medicine Hat will have a power play at this time, and that late in the period, 4:10. That's a big point in the game right now. This could be a crucial power play. Oshawa's killed them off well so far, but you never know. Medicine Hat may muster a power play goal here.
Well, Medicine Hat has had 3 earlier power play opportunities. They have not had a shot on goal in either of their 3 previous penalties. So Dean Shadout gets 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. So Morton gets the additional 2 for charging, and then he gets 5 minutes for fighting. But Dean Shadout, a game misconduct.
Number 3, Dean Shadout. 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct.
Obviously, the call there, he's the 3rd man in.
Yeah, he's the one who starts Dean had a penalty being called on him, but Dean jumped in and started the fight, so they're going to throw him out as the instigator, and a tough call. You always protect your goaltender, but again, if the referee sees it that way, he's going to call it.
Now we have 4 minutes left to play in the 2nd period. Here comes McBean. In now for the Tigers, drops it back for Winnis. Winnis back to McCready. McCready gives it to Kushner. Kushner of Medicine Hat dumps it into McCready. McCready watched by Pack, who knocks him against the board. The Tigers still have possession. In front now, McCready trying to get it back. Here's a chance and just failed to capitalize in front as the puck rolled away. Kushner. Phillips in there digging for it, and they jam it in behind the net and get a whistle.
Pretty good pressure by Medicine Hat here. They outnumbered Oshawa on the puck, and that allowed them to create those loose pucks and get some action around the cage. Not a lot of great chances, Bernie, but pretty good puck control against the pressure from Oshawa, and that's one of the most important things in the power play is to outnumber them in the area of the puck. So you've got the extra man there to help you gain control of the puck and then find the open man after that.
Well, 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining in the power play for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Rob DeMaio will take the draw. He has Peterson on the right side. And Royan out there on 1 point with number 6, Scott McCready. DeMaio jamming against the boards, trying to get it to Bonera. Here comes Pack for Oshawa. Up with Burkholder, spins around at center. Takes a hit from Peterson just as he got rid of the puck. Bonera is given a jab by Williams of Oshawa. McCready. Ahead now to DeMaio. DeMaio brings it up over the Oshawa line. Into the side. Here's Bonera behind the net. Peterson, as they collide with the goaltender, DeMaio, bumped with the netminder Jeff Hackett and knocked that net ajar. Now a couple of players. Burkholder starts to mix it up with number 12, Bonera. And we have a fight with Pack. And Rob DeMaio of Medicine Hat. Or is it number 11, Williams?
I think that's DeMaio fighting Pack, I think.
No, Pack is in front of the net. The goaltender is being attended to. He's down, still lying on the ice there, and the trainer, Brian Boyes, is attending to the Oshawa netminder, Jeff Hackett, after he was bumped by DeMaio.
Throughout this tournament, there's been a lot of this kind of stuff going on. I know that some of the scouts and people we've talked to have been a little discouraged by the amount of overt aggressiveness that's been taking place. And again, that situation when the goalies get bumped, it seems to get the players off their game a little bit. They lose their focus, and a few scraps have resulted from those kind of things.
So there'll be major penalties to DeMaio and Sean Williams, number 11 of Oshawa. We're in the 2nd period with 2:59 remaining. And the Medicine Hat Tigers in front by 1 goal. A capacity crowd at the Civic Auditorium. Just under 4,000 here in the standing room only crowd, and sure enjoying this Memorial Cup championship, as we hope you are on the full CTV network, wherever you're watching on this Saturday day.
Here's the replay of the Bonera goes behind the net. DeMaio kind of gets pushed into the goalkeeper there, knocking the cage off the net, and I don't think that DeMaio appeared in that particular case to be wanting to bump the goaltender. Number 28 for Oshawa, Murphy, took him into the goalkeeper, and that's where the collision resulted.
Good replay explaining it all right there. Murphy taking DeMaio right into the goaltender, Jeff Hackett. The Generals taking exception to it, but DeMaio was driven right in there. So DeMaio and Williams, 5 minutes each for fighting. Scott McCrory has scored both goals for the Oshawa Generals. Linden has 2 for Medicine Hat, and Phillips has scored the other one. Van Royen, 3 assists in this contest for the Medicine Hat Tigers.
We've still got some time on this power play. They've got 49 seconds to go here. Oshawa would like to, I would think, probably get this killed off and get out of the period. They might be satisfied, too, getting out of the period 3-2. The emotions are running pretty high, and I know the coaches would probably want to get both these teams back in the dressing room and get them set up for the next period, which is a very big one.
So Kushner is out there on the right side. Wennis will take the face-off for Medicine Hat against number 7 of Oshawa, Brian Hunt. Guy Phillips on the left wing side. The Tigers on the power play. Van Royen and Wayne McBean are the 2 defensemen. This is McBean up over the line. McBean with Kushner heading for the net. There's a shot. They score on the rebound. Kushner standing right there, waiting for the puck. Stopped by the goaltender, and he sends it into the open side of the net, and it's 4-2.
Just an excellent play by Wayne McBain off his face-off. He gets that puck, and he really gets his feet moving. He jumps and gets the blue line and makes a nice play across. Here's McBain, number 7, with a puck. Makes a real nice play through to Wennis, who really holds the puck, holds the goalie, lets the shot go, and, of course, Kushner comes in, wide open net, and puts it home. And an excellent goal, and certainly a big one for Medicine Hat with the power play almost over. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this period. That puts it away 4-2, and Oshawa can battle back yet. There's lots of hockey to go yet.
So Dale Kushner, a native of Terrace, British Columbia, who also played junior in Prince Albert and Moose Jaw, a 3-year veteran of the Medicine Hat Tigers, gives the WHL champions a 4-2 lead. 2:38 remaining now in the second period. Here's a shot. That's stopped by goaltender Hackett. It's cleared out to the center ice zone. Van Royen breaks that up. He gets it ahead now to number 22, Wayne Hines, into the corner. Hackett away out of the net, steers it around to King. Van Royen takes it off the board. The Generals McCrory. Here comes Scott McCrory moving in. Can't get a shot away as he's all tied up. It comes back now to Giffen. Here's Pack setting up. Pack lets it go. Rebound, and that's stopped by Mark Fitzpatrick.
Oshawa going right back to the attack. You got to admire these guys. They aren't going to quit. They're going to come back and try to put this game back within 1. And there's a couple of good scoring chances there. A scramble in front, a point shot through, and you know, Oshawa never say die.
There's number 77 of the Oshawa Generals, Derek King, a 53-goal scorer this year. Played junior in Sault Ste. Marie, and also a native of Hamilton, Ontario, an all-star left winger in the OHL this season. 2:03 left to play in the second period. The Generals are down by 2. Wayne McBean. Now the Tigers have it at center ice. This is Wennis. Wennis moving in with Dale Kushner. Kushner after the puck. He's bumped against the boards, trying to come up with it. It's cleared to the other side. And now for Oshawa, number 14 is Watson. He's jammed against the boards, and they hold it in there.
Referees, a lot of quick whistles along the boards. Bernie making sure he can kind of kill a play and maybe keep a cap on things.
So the third period will be a big one for the Oshawa Generals, trailing by 2 at this point. They successfully killed off the Medicine Hat power play opportunity, but on that last one just failed as Kushner got the goal.
There's lots of hockey left yet. In junior hockey, a 2-goal spread is never very much, Bernie, with a whole period and a bit to go. There's lots of time to get a comeback and make this game very, very interesting. They're only really one shot away from being right back in this hockey game.
Well, number 11 for Medicine Hat, that's Neil Brady. He'll take the face-off, hits it back to Bonera, but they jump in before the puck is dropped, so they'll do it again. The two linesmen this afternoon are Jim Carman and Gil Neuendijk. John Wilsey is the official, the referee handling this contest. And he's had a lot of work this afternoon. Murphy of Oshawa. Now the puck is shot down into the Medicine Hat zone. Back for it goes Jamie Huscroft. It'll be icing as he gets his stick on it and is given a bit of a bump by Kevin Meem.
I think we've had 3 power play goals so far today, Bernie, and that indicates that the teams have got to make sure they maintain their discipline and stay out of the penalty box, because it looked like the second power play goal Oshawa put them right back in the game, and then of course Medicine Hat regains a comfortable lead here with another power play goal. So I'm sure that both coaches will re-emphasize with the teams, look, let's go out there and play a good hard 20 in the third, but not get caught up taking penalties, because we just can't afford to be killing penalties when you're trying to protect the lead or get back into it.
Well, right from the draw, the puck comes to Daniels at center. He was reaching behind, couldn't catch up to it. Now he has it. Daniels of Oshawa gets it over to the right wing side to Burkholder. Burkholder is lined up and taken out of the play. It comes to Doyle. Doyle of Oshawa. He's rushed in his scoring attempt, cleared it around the boards. The Tigers trying to come up with it, and they do. Dumping it to an open wing, a race for it there, less than a minute to go. Bonera is taken out of the play by Brent Reed. Now Doyle just backhands it in. Back for it goes number 7, McBean. It'll be icing against the Oshawa Generals.
Wayne McBain, number 7 for Medicine Hat's a very, very mobile young defenseman. He's highly rated this year in the draft. He's got a great set of feet, and he's a local Calgary boy, and you know, he's going to be an outstanding young player, and I've watched him play since he was back in midget, and he's really developing nicely, and certainly, you know, has got the skating skills you'd like to see in a young player. I wish we had more players that could skate like this kid, because he's really got a set of wheels that you often don't see in North America. More of almost a European type skater.
So Winnes is out there now for Medicine Hat. Will take this face off against Scott McCrory. 49 seconds left to play in the second period. A championship of junior hockey in Canada, the CHL, the Canadian Hockey League. The champions of Quebec, the WHL, and the Ontario League. Been competing here in Oshawa all week as King moves in now for the Generals. He can't get a shot. McCrory is bumped against the boards by Guy Phillips. Digging for the puck, trying to get it to Linnell. Giffen reaching for it, but get away from him, and down the ice it goes. This will be icing as Giffen gets back and touches it for Oshawa. So with 17 seconds remaining, they'll have a face-off in the Medicine Hat zone to the left of goaltender Mark Fitzpatrick.
Probably right now we'll see Brian Maxwell put out probably 2 center icemen in case one gets tossed out with 17 seconds to go. You'd like to make sure you got 2 center icemen on the ice just in case that would happen. And of course, you know, a lot of times late in the period you might get the Oshawa centerman trying to bait that guy into being tossed out of the circle, and oftentimes the winger just can't take the draw as well.
So Scott McCrory, who has scored 2 goals out there for the Oshawa Generals. Brian Maxwell's Medicine Hat Tigers leading by 2. Number 3, Pack on the left point for the Generals, standing right at the blue line as McCrory takes this draw, and it goes to Jamie Huscroft, who's knocked off stride as he reached for it. Loose puck in front, it bounces, and the Tigers have that with 8 seconds. It's Kushner. Kushner feeds it over. Here's McBean coming in. His shot is blocked by goaltender Hackett, and time expires to end the second period of play. And Hackett and his teammates down by 2 goals after 40 minutes here at the Civic Auditorium. So from Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
What do you call a car with this much styling outside and so much room inside? What do you call a family car with the efficiency and performance of a 16-valve engine? What do you call a car the Automobile Journalists Association of Canada called the best imported sedan? What do you call a car with a 5-year, 100,000-kilometer powertrain warranty? We call it Camry. You'll call it incredible. The 1987 Toyota Camry. Who could ask for anything more?
Hit us with your best side. Come on, hit us with your best side. Hit us with your best side. Fire away.
The last thing you need is a broken windshield. That's why we'll come to you with our free mobile service backed with a Canada-wide guarantee. Standard Auto Glass.
Hit us with your best side. Fire away.
Only you. Just because you've washed your car doesn't mean you're finished. After each wash, you need some Armor All on the dash, the bumper, and especially the tires. Armor All, it's the finishing touch every time you wash your car.
You're my dream.
And now, introducing Clean Start, the new cleaner which safely removes tough dirt. Clean Start, only from Armor All products.
If you are the person who chooses the copier for your company, the copier that everyone counts on every day, which copier are you going to choose? Today, more people pick Canon copiers for features that make everyone's job easier, for the price that fits into the budget. Above all, they pick Canon for peace of mind. Because after all, this is the copier that everyone counts on every day. Canon, it's the comforting choice.
Representing the Western Hockey League, the Medicine Hat Tigers from Alberta have a 4-2 second period lead on the Oshawa Generals, representing the Ontario Hockey League. We are joined now in the second intermission by a man who is wearing not one, not two, but three different hats. The president of the WHL, also the president of the CHL, that's all of Canadian junior hockey, plus the proud father, perhaps, of a young man playing in today's game, Ed Chenault. Ed, you've got all these titles plus your boys playing. Which is most important to you as you sit there watch the game?
Well, I think selfishly, I'm probably a bit concerned about my boy, and certainly he didn't do me all that proud with his act. But in fairness, I'm very concerned about the Canadian Hockey League. We're very adamant and concerned about trying to improve our product, and we think we got a great product when it's handled right and sold right. And I get a little disappointed with all the pushing and shoving after each stoppage. And I would just like to say, Dan, that even though it might have affected personally, the call from the referee on the particular involvement with my kid, as far as I'm concerned, was the right call. He was well deserving of it.
What do you think are the major issues in junior hockey right now?
Well, I think we're obviously concerned about continuing to produce enough players for the National Hockey League, or more players. I think we've got to be a little bit more concerned than we have been in the last while about our game, and I'm talking about the game in general, and we're one part of it. And as I watch the National Hockey League and I watch minor hockey and our product, I think a lot of people have got to get together and try and improve it. It's a great game when it's played right.
Are you talking about skill development as well as in the CAHA program?
Well, I think the skill development has been done and handled very well. I think what we've got to do is market our product better. We've got to sell excitement. I mean, people want to be entertained. They don't want to be sitting there Friday night at the fights.
Ed, thank you very much. Enjoyed the third period.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay. We'll be right back with the start of the final period of the 1987 Memorial Cup. CTV's coverage continues now as we go upstairs with Bernie Pascal.
Okay, Dan, and we're all looking forward to period number 3. In the second period, we had 2 goals. The second of the game for Scott McCrory, and then Kushner scoring for Medicine Hat. And there you see the shots on goal. The Tigers holding a 3-shot edge, 25-22 after the first 40 minutes of play. And Dave King, the play of the second period.
Well, my play of the period really is a power play goal here scored by the Oshawa Generals. Mark Laniel gets the puck and moves across the blue line, gets over to his partner Murphy, who gets a very quick wrist shot away. And of course, Scott McCrory's come out in front from behind the net, gets his stick on it, deflects it by Mark Fitzpatrick, and at that point in time, that was a very important goal. Here's the other angle. Here's Murphy's point shot. Not a hard one, but Scott McCrory's in front, turns back with his stick, reaches back, deflects it by Mark Fitzpatrick, and at that point in time, it put Oshawa 1 goal behind and right back in the hockey game.
Well, we face a task now of selecting the citizen play of the game. Individual producing the top play of this afternoon's Memorial Cup Championship will receive a Citizen's Watch, compliments of Citizen, and that'll be awarded at the conclusion of this afternoon's game, the citizen play of the game. And there have been some excellent plays here this afternoon at the Civic Auditorium in Oshawa, Ontario, and a very warm afternoon, and I'm sure that might have some effect on the the play of these young hockey players. It's a very humid day, temperature in the mid-20s. And the Oshawa Generals making their appearance in the crowd. Majority of them, of course, Oshawa supporters, on their feet, hoping their Generals can get back into it. The two teams finished with identical point totals this year, 101 points. Oshawa finishing first in their division, Medicine Hat first in the Eastern Division.
Here's Medicine Hat's power play goal. It's McBain taking the puck over the blue line, right into Jeff Winnis, who gets a shot on goal. The rebound comes out, and of course Dale Kushner is right there with the wide open net, and he hammers it away. It's 4-2, and that was certainly a big goal because it occurred late in the period. And once again, it was a power play goal, which, you know, if these two teams don't play more discipline, the power play could be the big factor in this hockey game.
So an early birthday present for Dale Kushner. He'll be 21 on June 13th, the native of Terrace, British Columbia. And his Medicine Hat Tigers are in front by 2 goals as we get set now to start the third period. I'm sure the hockey fans in Medicine Hat are all excited about their Tigers. They've had an outstanding season under the coaching of Brian Maxwell. Not only defeating Saskatoon, but then winning the WHL championship in 7 games over the Portland Winterhawks.
The first 4 or 5 shifts, Bernie, are really important ones here because Oshawa wants to get something going again, and of course Medicine Hat wants to make sure they're playing a good controlled style of hockey right now and not giving up too much.
Watson bumped there with Jamie Huscroft, and they start to mix it up. Watson and Huscroft in behind goaltender Fitzpatrick. Greg Watson, who is from Oshawa, all tied up there with Jamie Huscroft, who is from Lister, BC.
I think for both of these gentlemen, it's their second fight of the hockey game, and this game could take 3.5 hours to play, which is a little long, and I would think that once again, there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on after the whistle.
So from Oshawa, the score, the Tigers leading 4-2. This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Paper. Some of the world's finest quality newsprint paper is produced here in Noranda's Masson Mill on this new state-of-the-art machine. As Canada's largest forest products group, Noranda means forests, mines, oil and gas, manufacturing. It means new ideas, new discoveries by the 34,000 Canadians who are Noranda, a very resourceful company.
So back to the Civic Auditorium. The penalized players are in the box now. We've had about 86 minutes and penalties in the game this afternoon. There you see it. Huscroft is knocked against the boards by Greg Watson, and then they start to throw the punches. So they get roughing penalties. Van Royen of Medicine Hat trying to get it to Bonera. Too far for him, and now it's Matakainen of Oshawa. He lost it. Back now for the Tigers, number 11 moving in. And that's Neil Brady, and that's broken up. King on the far side for the Oshawa Generals. He's stopped, and the puck slides in. Brady goes into the corner after it, but goaltender Jeff Hackett clears it around the board. Pass too hard for Mahoney to handle. It goes down the ice. Van Royen will touch it. And it's icing against the Oshawa Generals.
Paul Theriault is certainly hoping right now that the Oshawa can get some concerted pressure put together here. You got to back up when you're down the score. You got to put some shifts back to back. It's fine to have 4 or 5 or 6 good shifts in a period, but you got to put those together back to back so you can turn a game around and shift momentum. And they need to put together a couple of real good shifts here, and maybe get one back in it and put themselves back in this hockey game.
Well, the Memorial Cup has had a long, illustrious situation in Canada. The first winner, 1919, the University of Toronto. And this is the 69th annual Junior Hockey Championship with the Medicine Hat Tigers 18 minutes away from winning it this time around. But McCrory, who has 2 goals for Oshawa, gets the puck ahead to Giffen. Giffen brings it up over the line, can't get a shot as he's taken out of the play by Rocky Dundon. Back now, here's a chance for Laniel, gets it to Murphy. Murphy's shot hit a skate and just carom wide. The Generals trying to get something going, and it's broken up by the Tigers. Up the center. Here's a break now for Mark Peterson. Right in on goal, a shot, and it's wide. Mark Peterson moving right in, looking for his first goal of the Memorial Cup.
That's usually the kind of chance, Bernie, that Mark Peterson puts away, and that might have been a chance to bury the hockey game away early.
And he has it again. Peterson at center for the Tigers. Coming up with Hines, who takes the pass. Hines spun around by Murphy and then heads to the bench on the line change. Here comes Burkholder for Oshawa. Burkholder coming up. Trailing on it is Anderson, who heads for the net. Burkholder in behind, trying to get the puck out in front. He's all tied up. Still digging after it there. In behind the Medicine Hat net. And he lost his balance and fell. And the puck cleared down the ice. Pack racing after it for Oshawa. It'll be icing against the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Bernie, Medicine Hat's a little guilty now of almost over back checking. They're going, taking the puck, Oshawa taking the puck deep, and Medicine Hat's coming back deep to their net. And there's almost 5 guys around the goal crease, and the point coverage is not very good. And I'll be wondering right now if Oshawa tries to take the puck deep and go back to the points early for those point shots. Here's a breakaway by Mark Peterson, and usually he buries this, but he tries to put it in the short side with a shot here, but hits the side of the net, and the goalkeeper Hackett played it very well. He stayed up and didn't give Mark much to shoot at. Also, the defenseman pursued at a good enough angle to cut off the chance of pulling the puck and going to the wide side of the net.
So Anderson out there now for the Oshawa Generals. Wins it, gets it back to Matakainen. Over to Pack. He cleared it in front of the net. It's knocked down. Comes back to Matakainen. A drive and a glove save by goaltender Mark Fitzpatrick.
Oshawa's trying to use those points and get those point shots away with traffic in front, and it's pretty simple hockey, but can be very effective.
Petri Matakainen of Finland has played 2 years with Oshawa. Also played Tier 2 hockey in Regina and drafted by the Buffalo Sabres in the 7th round in 1985. And he's competed twice at the World Junior Hockey Championships for Finland. Now another bit of a mix-up there, and the officials are quick to get in before anything serious develops. It's been a long and demanding afternoon for the officiating staff, especially referee John Wilsey.
Yeah, he's been very busy with all these whistles and all the action after the whistle. It's really keeping him busy out there.
Now the puck shot down the ice. Pack racing after it, being chased by Kushner. Pack backhands it to Williams. Williams, number 11, dumped it out to center, broken up by McBean. McBean on the right side for Guy Phillips. And the Tigers have it at center. Ashcroft shoots it in. Backhanded around the boards. It's intercepted there by Kushner of Medicine Hat. Dale Kushner, number 16, jammed against the boards. Pack trying to get it loose. And that shot just sailed wide off the stick of Jeff Wennis, number 19. Matakainen passed it right to McBean. McBean of Medicine Hat lets it go, and a pad save by goaltender Jeff Hackett. Kept in at the line by Trevor Linden.
Medicine Hat's playing a pretty safe game, making sure the puck in all choice situations is going deep, but they haven't got a good play, and
here comes a shot deflected off the stick of number 3, Pack, who was back quickly to get a piece of that one. An exciting finale at the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Here's the new Clabert watering system with quick attachments. It includes a whole world of hose menders and quick-click automatic couplings, plus a full line of accessories with quick attachments that you'll never need to screw or unscrew, like the Clabert pistol and spray nozzles, the Clabert hose trays and fan sprays with pressure control for flowers and bushes, as well as the Clabert variety of first-quality sprinklers for lawns and gardens of all sizes. Look for the quick-click watering system from Clabert. You won't find better quality anywhere.
Goaltender Mark Fitzpatrick of Medicine Hat, touted to be one of the top goaltenders selected in the NHL draft next month in Detroit. McCready a shot, and that stopped. Now the Oshawa Generals, Jeff Daniels. He brings it in over the line, gets a drive, and a pad save by Fitzpatrick. They try to get it back. Here's Murphy, a drive, and that's blocked. It's cleared down the ice as it bounced off Ron Bonara. Murphy has it again for Oshawa. Trying to get it ahead. Here comes Scott McCrory up with Giffen. And Fitzpatrick just steered that nonchalantly to the side. Murphy at his own blue line. The center now for the Oshawa Generals. Tried to hit McCrory with that pass. Fitzpatrick away out of the net. Here's a drive by Doyle. Now it comes back to Murphy, who keeps it in. A chance now. That shot right on off the stick of Kevin Mead. Murphy can't keep it in as the Tigers shoot it down the ice. Backcourt, and touching it is Shane Doyle. Icing called against the Medicine Hat Tigers, and the Generals appear to have something going.
Yeah, they're applying lots of pressure right now, and they're doing a good job of trying to utilize those points and get those point shots through, and they're putting on a concerted effort. They put some shifts back-to-back now, and it's going to be interesting. If they get the next goal, this game could be a real interesting one.
The comments of Dave King, the coach of Canada's national hockey team, and just finishing at the World Hockey Championships. And Dave, you're right back in it again next month with an evaluation camp.
Yes, we have a camp going June 3rd to the 10th in Calgary, and it's our last evaluation camp prior to our main camp in late July.
Of course, all gearing for the 1988 Olympics in Calgary, and we're all looking forward to that, and it'll be carried on CTV. And all the best to Dave King and the Canadian Olympic hockey team and all the Canadian athletes gearing for the 88 Calgary Olympic Games. Be an exciting time in Canada. Now Mahoney for Oshawa takes it in. He's knocked down by Bonera, and the puck slides underneath him.
It's interesting to watch Oshawa forecheck a little smarter right now. They're jumping on the defenseman who's got the puck, but the wingers are kind of looking to take away the outlet pass to the Medicine Hat winger along the boards, and it's causing Medicine Hat a little problem. In the first two periods, they forecheck with two people very quickly, and they were able to find that outlet pass to the winger. Now they're not, and they're denying him that pass, and consequently applying a bit more pressure here.
14:42 remaining in the third period. Medicine Hat Tigers leading 4-2. Both Oshawa goals today have been scored by number 10, Scott McCrory, a 51-goal scorer this year. Linden has 2 for Medicine Hat. Phillips and Kushner. 3 of the goals been on the power play. Both goals by Scott McCrory as a result of power play situations for the Generals. Now they're moving the puck around here again, trying to get their third goal of the afternoon. Williams a shot, and that's broken up and dumped down the ice. Backcourt goes Murphy. Murphy leaves it for Shane Doyle, number 26. Back to Murphy. In forechecking, Ron Bonera of Medicine Hat. He bumps with Kevin Mean, and now they're forced to go. McBean is checked. Cross-check by Watson. Tack behind his own net for the Oshawa Generals to Matakainen. He lifts it to center. Knocked down by McBean. McBean clears it over. The return pass. Here's a chance now for Wennis. He just dumps it in, a delayed offside at the Oshawa blue line.
Medicine Hat's reading the situation pretty well now. When they see it's a loose puck situation, they're going to jump and forecheck pretty aggressively. But when Oshawa gets good control, they're just sending one swinging out, and they've got a lot of people back in that neutral zone now, Bernie, and it's making it very tough for Oshawa to move through that zone with any numerical advantage here.
Oshawa has outshot Medicine Hat 5-3 in this period.
This is Scott McCrory here, and he's going to have a little grab put on there, along with maybe a pretty good act. Could almost play in Europe with acting like that.
4-2 for the Medicine Hat Tigers. The puck is stolen. Here's a chance now, moving right in. A shot, they score. Rob DeMaio.
Tremendous play by Robbie DeMaio. He saw the defenseman take the puck and try to go with that forehand pass across the middle, and he stepped up and took the pass away and walks in and carries it. And that is a long way back now. 5-2 with 12 miles to go. It's a long way back. Pretty gritty little performer when you see him get hit the goalpost. Here he walks in, and he goes right upstairs with this shot, like just right upstairs in the attic, and it's in, and boy, 5-2. That's a long way back for Oshawa.
So Robbie DeMaio gets his 4th goal of this Memorial Cup Hockey Championship week, and a big one that is. It gives the Medicine Hat Tigers a 3-goal lead with 12:37 remaining.
Pretty good anticipation by DeMaio. He sat back there and he saw the defenseman take that puck and look up the middle. He just stepped up and took it away. And it was an excellent goal. And they're playing very well. They're playing very poised right now. And I think they're playing with lots of confidence. For Oshawa, it's been a tough day for them. They haven't been able to establish too much momentum, but they're still alive. They got 12 minutes, and you never know in junior hockey that anything can happen.
Well, it's a rarity to see a shutout in the Memorial Cup, but there was one this week with Mark Fitzpatrick getting a shutout. He joined some rather elite company like Richard Brodeur of Cornwall back in 1972. Ed Stanowski of Regina had a shutout in 1974. There haven't been too many shutouts in Memorial Cup competition, but Mark Fitzpatrick had one earlier this week against Quebec. We've played 8 minutes in the third period. It's 5-2 for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Puck rolls right to goaltender Jeff Hackett. There's it around the boards to Scott Mahoney. Intercepted. Rocky Dundas then overskates it. Hauled down. There'll be a penalty as Mark Laniel was knocked down to the ice. So Oshawa will go on the power play when we return. From Oshawa, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
Gillette is changing the face of shaving with Atra. First, we made it closer with a pivoting head. Now there's Atra Plus to make it smoother. The advanced lubricants in a unique white Lubra Smooth strip are released to deliver Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave ever. Face it, nothing comes closer to your kind of shave. Atra Plus from Gillette, the essence of shaving.
Well, the Montreal Canadiens' first pick in last June's draft, Mark Peterson, is in the penalty box for hooking.
Pretty good hook there, Bernie, on the puck carrier, and now we got Oshawa on the power play. They've loaded up. They got their big people out there, Laniel, Murphy on the point with the big line of King, McCrory, and Lee Giffen. So they're loading up, trying to get back in the hockey game.
And Murphy goes deep into his own zone for it, setting up on the power play. The Oshawa Generals trailing by 3. King gives it to McCrory. Coming up over the line, McCrory feeds it to Giffen. Giffen. Laniel on the point. Here's Laniel dumping it into the corner. Murphy on the other side. King heading for the net. Here's the puck around the side, and it's knocked off and cleared down the ice.
Nice try by Giffen there. King put it down low, and Giffen walked out of the corner on his forehand side, and if he could have maintained puck control, he had Fitzpatrick down.
Here comes Giffen now, back for Oshawa. That's intercepted, and it's brought back in by the Tigers. Power play opportunity here for the Oshawa Generals as Phillips broke up that last play. Murphy clears it right up into the crowd, and fortunately that didn't hit anyone. I want to remind you, coming up 4:30 Eastern time this afternoon, the second jewel in racing's Triple Crown, the Preakness from Pimlico in Baltimore. 4:30 Eastern on the full CTV network. 10:48 remaining in the third period here in the Memorial Cup. Medicine Hat last won the Western Hockey League Championship in 72-73. And here they are, a little more than 10 minutes away from winning the prestigious Memorial Cup. But the Oshawa Generals have a chance to get back in it. They're on a power play here. Linnell gets it over the line. Racing in, Fitzpatrick comes way out of the net and steers it right to his teammate number 7, McBean. Madakainen for Oshawa. Forced back. Now he sets up. Madakainen feeds it over to Mark Linnell. He shoots it in. Menace out the Tigers. Down on his knees. Madakainen moves up. He gets set. Lets it go. And that's stopped by the player in front. Madakainen again. Linnell. He lets it go. Deflected just wide. Williams in behind the net. In front is Burkholder. Now he moves into the corner trying to help out Brian Hunt. And it's intercepted and shot down the ice by Phillips. And the penalty is expired.
Good puck control by Oshawa. They just couldn't get a scoring chance out of it. Couldn't get the puck in the scoring area.
2 for 4 on the power play. No shots. 9:30 left to play in the game. Now here's a chance for Medicine Hat. The Tigers getting it up the middle now to Kushner, number 16, and goaltender Hackett out of the net to play it there. It comes over to number 20, Gene Morton. Morton ahead, and racing for it was Anderson, but Van Royen slaps it out to center ice. Murphy has it for Oshawa. He clears it off the board. Anderson digging after it there, trying to get it back. And the Tigers just get it outside the line. You got to wonder, Dave, the Oshawa Generals undefeated this week in Memorial Cup play, and they've had a 4-day break. Maybe that's a bit of a toll.
No, it could be a factor. They're used to playing almost every second day, and then you get 4 days off all of a sudden. It could affect their timing, their flow a little bit, and they've been sharp at times today, but other times not so sharp, and that could be a factor.
Here's Murphy. He clears the puck, and it goes into the Medicine Hat zone. Back for it is Wayne McBean, number 7, right in front of his own net. Scoops it over to Kirby Lindell. Lindell coming up with Brady. He shoots it in. Rocky Dundas goes in after it. And goaltender Hackett just played it off the board. Kirby Lindell in forechecking on Mark Linnell now. The Oshawa Generals then just lifted outside the blue line. Jamie Huscroft lifts it. And the Generals, with 8 minutes left, are down by 3 goals. Number 17 is Kirby Lindell. Bumped against the boards. In to help him is Neil Brady. Back to the line. Huscroft shot. And the Generals bring it out. This is Brent Grieve. He feeds it over now to Mahoney. Mahoney, a long shot. That's handled easily by goaltender Fitzpatrick. Medicine Hat has outshot Oshawa 30-27 so far in the game.
Medicine Hat's playing very well. They're controlling the puck a lot this period with being ahead in the score and still controlling the puck. I mean, you're in command of the hockey game. Oshawa needs to get a bit more puck control, and when they get their chances, they got to finish off here.
We've got the play of the game coming up. The Citizen play of the game will be awarded at the conclusion of this afternoon's hockey championship. Here's DeMille right in front. He can't get a shot. And the puck comes to Kevin Mean. Mean then had trouble with it. Trevor Linden shoots it down the ice. Oshawa Generals. Pack. Ahead now to Giffen. Giffen beats a pass over to the far side, moving in. Mean can't get a shot. And it's cleared right down the ice again by the Tigers.
Tigers are doing a good job of getting out of their zone very quickly. You get that first pass. If you're under pressure, just chip it off the boards, get that neutral zone, take the pressure off.
There's a shot by Kushner, and covering up on the short side is goaltender Jeff Hackett. So from Oshawa with Medicine Hat leading 5-2, this is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
If it's 6 o'clock in the morning and you don't know where your spouse is, we do.
The coach of the Medicine Hat Tigers, Brian Maxwell, has 4 favorite fans back in Medicine Hat. He wanted to say hello to his wife, Debbie, and his children, Paul, Allison, and Lacey. Hello from Dad, Brian Maxwell, and his Medicine Hat Tigers are 6 minutes and 36 seconds away from bringing the Memorial Cup back to Southern Alberta.
He's got to be very happy. His team's playing a very steady hockey game, and they've protected this lead very well.
Now a mix-up in the corner, and the players all move in there. And the officials are quick to get in to make sure they don't start flailing away at each other.
I think another person who deserves a lot of credit is right here in the rink, and his name is Russ Farwell. He's the general manager of the Medicine Hat Tigers, and he's done a very good job of building an excellent hockey club and giving Brian Maxwell the players he needs to be successful. I know that Russ has worked hard at it, and I'm sure right now he's feeling very good about all the effort, and he's really got to be proud of this hockey club. They're playing very well. On the other end of the scale, you got Sherwood Basson, who's an excellent general manager, and you certainly can't say enough about the kind of work ethic he has, and his team works hard like Sherry does, but so far it hasn't been their day so far.
We've got to salute Sherry Basson as well. What a great job Oshawa has done of hosting the 1987 Memorial Cup. A sellout of 3,918 here this afternoon. So the total attendance for the Memorial Cup just under 25,000 for the week. 24,950. Outstanding job by Oshawa, the host committee, and David Branch in the Ontario Hockey League, proud hosts of the Memorial Cup Championship. Now Doyle for Oshawa, deep in his own zone. 5:41 remaining in the third period. 5-2 for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Murphy gets it over to Doyle, trying to get it up on that left side. It's intercepted and now carried on again. Doyle's knocked off stride and the puck shot down the ice. Going into this game, the Oshawa Generals were undefeated in Memorial Cup competition, nailing down first place. They had beaten the Medicine Hat Tigers earlier in the preliminary competition, but the Tigers have been outstanding here today. Here comes Kushner. Up for Medicine Hat, the shot right on, and goaltender Hackett holds on to that puck after making the save. Dale Kushner, number 16, who has scored one of the goals, a power play goal, his third of the Memorial Cup Championship this week. His third year with the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Dale was just recently signed by an NHL team. I think it was the New York Islanders that just signed Dale recently. He's had a good season as an overage and proved that he can possibly play some pro hockey. So it's nice to see one of these fellows come back as an overage and get a little reward for their efforts.
There were a lot of scouts here this week. Of course, Dave, someone estimated 160 National Hockey League representatives.
Yeah, there's a lot of
general managers.
There's a lot of very good players, this week playing here, and particularly a lot of very good young draftable defensemen here, and so that was a big crowd.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the third period. The Medicine Hat Tigers, champions of the Western Hockey League, are leading by 3. They have the puck right now. Kushner going in after it. Kushner digging into the corner. Wennis got up slowly after being dumped at the blue line. McBean, number 7 for Medicine Hat. McBean to Kushner, who just backhands it in. Phillips going after it. Phillips in behind the net now for Medicine Hat. Patakainen watching him. They jam away at the side. A shot off the stick of number 11. Neil Brady just sailed wide. Tigers not giving up, leading by 3. They want to add to that total.
Now they're putting in lots of pressure right now, and boy, that's great to be able to play with a lead and play in somebody else's end of the rink.
Now Pack behind his own net for Oshawa, gives it to Matakainen to Mahoney. Mahoney up now, coming with punt. The pass is to Brent Reed, but he's given a jolt there along the board by Van Royen, number 25 of the Tigers. Up now for Rob DeMaio, who has scored one of the goals this afternoon, but it's called offside as number 22, Wayne Hines, just jumped over the line. Medicine Hat Tigers leading by 3.
McDonald's is making bacon, bacon double cheese. There's something about that bacon taste that's as good as taste can be. Hey, I get that sizzle, bacon double cheese.
McDonald's is making bacon double cheeseburgers again. 2 all-beef patties, a slice of processed cheese, and bacon in every bite taste Canadians love. Just $1.69.
Bacon double cheese.
Drop everything because McDonald's is making bacon. Just $1.69.
So welcome back to the Civic Auditorium in Oshawa. 3:37 left to play in the third period. The Medicine Hat Tigers 5-2 leaders. Number 28 for Oshawa, that's Gordon Murphy. Has trouble getting out of his own zone, and now Lee Giffen will try to get something going. McCrory had trouble with that pass. He has scored both Oshawa goals this afternoon. The puck clear to the opposite side. King going after it for Oshawa, but again, as they've done frequently, the Tigers break it up, and Jamie Hushcroft just clears it in, forcing Oshawa right in behind their own net again. Coming up at the conclusion of the telecast, the citizen play of the game. Here's Burkholder heading for the front. He's taken out of the play and can't get a shot. McCrory then attempts to step into Guy Phillips. Puck comes around the board. Up to Kushner. Winnis. Phillips racing after it, but the goaltender comes out. He hit Phillips with it, and the net is knocked off its moorings there, and we have a whistle.
Medicine Hat's really in control here right now. They've done a nice job of not only defending Breen, they got some great scoring chances the last couple of minutes here with their attack as well. And of course, anytime the Oshawas cross the blue line, I mean, Mark Fitzpatrick is a very steady goalie. He doesn't, I know Brian Maxwell appreciates the fact he doesn't over-adjust. He's a very efficient goalie, very cool, very poised guy, and he's playing well as well.
Coach Brian Maxwell, who played in the National Hockey League. Got to be very proud of his young players on the Medicine Hat Tigers. 48 wins this season, and this will be their final win of the season, and the championship victory at that.
Both these teams have played over 100 hockey games this winter, and you can imagine with the travel and the amount of intensity in these games, they're both pretty tired hockey teams.
Now Oshawa, number 11, brings it out. That's Sean Williams, a pass to Burkholder. Burkholder is knocked to the ice, and the puck is scooped up there by Scott McCready. He just dumps it outside the blue line. Now Van Royen. Royen in behind his own goal for Medicine Hat. Burkholder tried to dig it loose, but it's underneath Keith Van Royen. We'll be back. This is the 1987 Memorial Cup.
The wind of change is blowing around. Unexpected sights and sounds. It's gaining ground without picking up speed. It's the heart and soul of an easygoing breed. It's a new attitude. Easygoing course. Easygoing course. It's a whole new attitude. Easygoing course. Easygoing course. Easygoing course.
Following this afternoon's game, besides the presentation of the Memorial Cup itself, we will have the Molson Cooper medallions presented to the game's 3 stars. The Stafford Smythe Trophy goes to the tournament MVP, and the tournament's most sportsmanlike player gets the George Parsons Trophy.
Well, Trevor Linden has a couple of goals for Medicine Hat today. Scott McCrory has a pair for the Oshawa Generals. As we approach the final 2 minutes of the hockey game, Giffen of Oshawa deflects it. Now it's backhanded in. In behind the net goes number 27, Mark Liddell. Feeds it over to Murphy. Murphy is bumped against the board. Giffen has it at center. He's checked. Ron Bonera comes in, steals the puck, scores! Ron Bonera steals the puck, moves in, and it's now 6-2 for Medicine Hat.
Lee Giffen tried to beat the last forechecker one-on-one, and he got stripped of the puck, and Bonora walks in, and he's another guy like little Robbie DeMaio. He's a small character, but a hard-working kid, and he goes in and puts it away, and you know, they played pretty well. You got to give Medicine Hat a lot of credit. It's been an excellent hockey game today, and everything has gone right for them.
Certainly has, and Medicine Hat, the Western Hockey League, has to be very proud of this representation. And here's the goal by Ron Bonera. Moves in against goaltender Jeff Hackett and picks it on the short side.
They've really gone high on all those breakaways. It's interesting to notice that they've all breakaways today have gone upstairs, and Ron Bonera comes in, takes it to his forehand, and right up over the blocker, up top of the net. And obviously their scouting report on Hackett was if you get in tight on him, go upstairs. Although he has played very well. I think the goaltender really has been, hasn't had much help on some of those kind of plays.
Here's Mattakena now for Oshawa Generals. Of course, one of the famous names in junior hockey in Oshawa, Bobby Orr, played junior here in Oshawa, and they have a lounge named after the great number 4, the Bobby Orr Lounge here at the Oshawa Civic Auditorium. And pictures of Bobby are around this building.
Quite a famous hockey player, and Oshawa's produced a lot of very good professional players throughout the years, and they've had some great ones through this building, and there'll be some more coming along the way too. Some of these kids, I'm sure, will rise to some stardom in the National Hockey League. I've got a lot of respect for Oshawa. I mean, they've been down on the score this third period, but they have not resorted to taking a lot of penalties. They played very disciplined, and they've tried to put themselves back in the hockey game playing good hockey. It hasn't been successful, but their discipline's been really good this period.
Shane Doyle keeps it in, and that shot on the short side is stopped by goaltender Mark Fitzpatrick. He's backed up by Kelly Hitchens this afternoon. Now Williams and Pack almost got something going, but linesman Carman stepped in between them. 1 minute to go in the third period in the hockey game. Doyle brings it in with Kevin Meem. In front, chance now for Morton, and that just failed. A backhand shot. And knocked to the ice was number 26, Shane Doyle, and we'll have a Medicine Hat penalty coming up with 46 seconds left in the third period.
Once again, Mark Fitzpatrick just stays on his feet there on a chance in tight and doesn't give them very much. He's played pretty solid goal for this Medicine Hat team, and for a young guy, he's pretty unflappable. Nothing seems to bother him. It seems to be always been cool and in charge, and that's a great trait to see in a young goaltender.
Jamie Huscroft in the penalty box. Played 4 years in the Western Hockey League with Portland, Seattle, Medicine Hat. Played 233 league games and drafted by New Jersey. But he'll finish his junior career in the Memorial Cup championship game in the penalty box. Scott McCrory, who has scored both Oshawa goals, back to Murphy. The shot kicked out by Mark Fitzpatrick, who has played steady goal all afternoon for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Into the corner. 32 seconds left to play. Oshawa on the power play, but the Tigers shoot it down the ice. Daniel goes back for it. He's out there with Murphy. Now the Oshawa Generals. One last attempt to get a goal here. Heading for the net is Watson. They get it back to the line. Murphy calling for the pass, and it's intercepted. 8 seconds. And that'll about do it. The Medicine Hat Tigers have won the 1987 Memorial Cup Championship by 4 goals. And they're off the bench to congratulate their goaltender, Mark Fitzpatrick, Coach Brian Maxwell, General Manager Russ Farwell, and the entire Medicine Hat Tiger organization. An outstanding team effort, and the Oshawa Generals also had an outstanding junior hockey league season.
That's a real achievement for those fellows to work all year, and every game so important in the playoffs, and to be trailing in all the series all the way along, and to come back and win 2 of those series in the 7th game. You really got to be, they got to be pleased with themselves. They deserve a lot of credit. Their coach, Brian Maxwell, did a great job, and of course, General Manager Russ Farwell is just excellent. Oshawa, on the other hand, boy, they had a great season as well, and they have nothing to hang their heads about. They had a super season, one that they can be very proud of. This is only their 5th loss at home all season. These fans have been treated to great hockey, and I'm sure that Oshawa will be back again in the years to come.
There's Sherry Basson, the general manager of the Oshawa Generals, and they've been outstanding hosts all week. Sherry Basson and his committee have done an outstanding job in hosting this 87 Memorial Cup Championship.
It's been very well hosted.
There's Coach Brian Maxwell and the citizen play of the game.
This is a play where they work the puck deep and they go back to the point. This is their 3rd goal in the 1st period. A quick shot here by McCready, the loose puck, and Linden puts it in. It's a tremendous goal. Again, the play starts deep, goes up to the point. He gets the shot away, hits his skate, and right in the net. There it is, the rebound. It's in.
And now let's go down to Dan Matheson, the citizen play of the game.
Bernie, thank you very much. Joined now by a couple of gentlemen. One you may recognize right off, Trevor Linden of Medicine Hat Tigers, and Bob Delcourt of the Citizen Watch Company, who has a special presentation to make. Bob?
Trevor, congratulations on your fine play today and being chosen the Citizen Watch Star of the Game.
Thanks a lot,
It's a beautiful watch.
Thanks. Sure is.
Trevor, let me ask you a couple of questions before we let you go back out and hoop it up with the rest of the lads. Did you know it was going to go like this? Did you know you could handle this team? You lost the only meeting you had with the Oshawa Generals in round-robin play, but this club seemed to come into this game with buckets of confidence.
Well, we felt, we had a 4-day layoff, and the layoffs have always hurt us, so coming in, we started slow that first game, but against Quebec, we got it going. We felt we were primed for this one.
Looked to me like Oshawa may have had 2 good scoring chances the entire game. You guys really shut the door in your slot, didn't you?
Well, the D's been great all year, all tournament. They've really shut them down. When you can do that to a team that has as many scores as they do,
Well, it may start back there, but I mean, defense doesn't end back there. It takes all you guys coming back all the time. I would say maybe this is partly a tribute to your coach too.
Oh, Maxie's done a great job. For his first year. We started slow at the start of the year, but we got her going, and defense is a specialty. And yeah, it's a 6-man defense out there.
When you came in here, you couldn't wipe the smile off your face. You going to put it back on when you go back out there?
You betcha, I tell you.
Congratulations, Trevor Linder, the Citizen Player of the Game. And let's go back to the ice surface. Bernie.
Okay, Dan, and we'll continue with our 1987 Memorial Cup action and presentations in just a moment.
Mercury Tracer, the import that Ford built. Now at your Mercury dealer.
Hey, Tracer. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do.
Twist open the taste, it'll stop your cold. Molson Canadian.
To make the official presentations at center ice, please welcome, pour les présentations officielles au centre, accueillons Mr. Hal Moran, President, Molson Ontario Breweries Limited, Mr. Cliff Gable, Executive Vice President, Cooper Canada Limited, Mr. Ed Chenoweth, President of the Canadian Hockey League, Rob Brown, the Molson Cooper CHL Player of the Year, and Mr. Ron Davis, Ontario Regional Manager for Mitsubishi Electric Sales Canada. Mr. Hal Moran and Mr. Cliff Gable will now present the Memorial Cup. Vont maintenant présenter la Coupe Memorial to Dale Kushner of Medicine Hat Tigers. Mr. Ed Chenoweth will now present the Stafford Smythe Most Valuable Player Trophy to the MVP player of the 1987 Memorial Cup. Le gagnant de la trophée pour le meilleur joueur de la Coupe Memorial, number 7, numéro 7, from Medicine Hat, Wayne McBean. Wayne also receives a Mitsubishi color television presented to him by Mr. Ron Davies of Mitsubishi. Mr. Ron Davies of Mitsubishi will now make the presentation to Wayne McBean of a Mitsubishi color television. Mr. Ed Chenoweth will now present the George Parsons Trophy to the most sportsmanly player of the 1987 Memorial Cup. Le trophée au joueur le plus gentil homme, number 10, numéro 10, from Oshawa, Scott McCrory. Scott McCrory also receives a Citizen's Porch Watch, compliments of Citizen Watch. Mr. Hal Moran and Mr. Cliff Gable and Rob Brown, the Molson Cooper CHL Player of the Year, will now present the Molson Cooper gold, silver, and bronze medallions, and a Brut men's gift set compliments of Fabergé to the 3 stars of today's game. Accueillons M. Moran, Gable et Brown pour les présentations des médailles aux 3 étoiles. Rob Brown will present the bronze medal plus a Brut men's gift set to number 9, numéro 9, from Medicine Hat, Trevor Linden, the 3rd star. Cliff Gable will present the Molson Cooper silver medal, plus a gift set and sports bag compliments of Fabergé to the 2nd star. La médaille d'argent pour la 2e étoile. From Oshawa, number 10, numéro 10, Scott McCrory. Hal Moran will present the Molson Cooper gold medal, plus a gift set and sports bag compliments of Fabergé to the 1st star. La médaille d'or pour la première étoile. From Medicine Hat, number 25, numéro 25, Keith Van Royen. Mr. Ed Chenault will now present the Leighton Happams Memorial Cup Top Goaltender Trophy, le gagnant de la trophée pour le meilleur gardien de but du tournoi. Number 30, numéro 30, from Medicine Hat, Mark Fitzpatrick.
Well, we saw a terrifically disciplined effort today by a very spirited hockey club from Medicine Hat, and certainly they're very worthy winners of the 1987 Memorial Cup. They applied pressure early, and Trevor Linden's 2 goals helped them to a 3-1 lead after the opening period of play, and they never trailed in this hockey game. A couple of terrific goals by McCrory for Oshawa, but one was on the power play, and the Generals just couldn't get any offense. Medicine Hat's goaltender, Mark Fitzpatrick, we just saw him there, is rated number 2 in the country by the NHL Central Scouting Bureau. However, the Generals just couldn't get into the slot to test him, time and again thwarted by the Tigers' defense and the tough checking by the forwards. Both clubs came into today's game with great credentials. However, it really appeared as if the Tigers had the confidence coming in, and certainly they applied the body early and had no trouble cruising to a 6-2 win as the Generals tried to pressure in the final period. Tigers leading 4-2, counterattacked with a couple of breakaway goals. Thus, the final count, Medicine Hat 6 and Oshawa 2. Reminder that the Preakness Stakes is next here on CTV, Thoroughbred Racing's Middle Jewel. For Bernie and Dave, hope you had fun. I know I did. So long from Oshawa. Memorial Cup has been brought to you in part by Molson Canadian. Taste that'll stop you cold. This telecast is copyright and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the CTV television network is strictly prohibited.